Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing on this wonderful, 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 yes, I say wonderful a lot,
If I
wonderful
play,
day
the other person's going to
today?
be
And we are
playing.
back. Today, my friends, we have someone new joining on us into the casting today. We did have Queen Panda earlier today, but unfortunately she won't be here with us tonight. So we have someone else here today. We have the amazing Novos himself. How you doing today, buddy?
Hello, I'm very well. How are you?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. So Novus will be our color caster for today. Silver, you all love him. He will be our play-by-play today, and you don't have to see me too much today. I'm just gonna be the analyst, so no one really cares about that. So I'll be here today. If we have a halftime, gonna be honest, I don't know if we're gonna have a halftime today or not. That really comes down to the teams, and I'll be at the end. So speaking of teams, So Paters and Team Mystics playoffs round 2. Let's get it. So
It's going
Silver,
to
how
be
about you take us off?
interesting. Uh, Honestly, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting match tonight. Mystics are boasting. I think we're going to take it in three. If I'm honest, like it is the 3 seed versus the number 4 seed,
Mm-hmm.
but I still think that we can take it in three. And that's mainly just due to some of the hero pool that I'm looking at here for Soap Haters. I think that they're going to have some trouble running any of their Farah comp tonight. Hu Tao's not going to have a fun time if he ends up trying to play that 1v1 against Argo.
Yeah.
Last week we saw Argo having just a shooting gallery with Ash. It did not matter what map they were on. I mean, I will say that last week we did run into a bit of a bump in the road at Nepal
Mm-hmm.
that we lost. That was not foreseen. Uh, Team Cobalt came out swinging, but we noticed that they were a it was a comp issue. The Mystics love to run that dive, and because they're in the slightly higher elo, there was a bit of an SR gap between the two teams. They were running more dive heavy at Nepal versus the Brawl comp.
Yep.
And looking at, I mean, we definitely don't have as much of an SR gap tonight, and SR doesn't tell the whole story with Team Synergy. Team Synergy plays a huge part, but I don't think Hu Tao's going to get as much time in the sky playing as Echo or Farah tonight. And what's worse, I think that Fred's going to have a hard time with his Sombra play tonight. It's going to depend on the tracking that we see from Argo. He's going to be a big linchpin, but of course, we talked about this in depth last week, and Novos can definitely allude to this a lot more than I can. We talked with you and Panda about what we thought would set the pace for the matches, and definitively the answer was support, support, support. And we saw it on Hollywood. We saw it over and over and over again. Where Zens were getting 4Ks for Team Mystics, they were just popping off and clicking heads and having the time of their life.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
Novos,
absolutely.
when you're looking at the map pool that you're seeing tonight,
Yes.
what's going through your mind as a top 500 support player there?
Well, for me, definitely thinking of things such as Junkertown. Junkertown's a really great map for versatility of supports. Specifically, Ada and Zen can benefit greatly from these maps because they have quite open sightlines and also quite closed sightlines. And Zen, as we know, a very strong, capable, combative hero in close quarters and also in that long range with the zero drop off damage. And the same thing goes for Ana. I would also mention as well Eichenwald as well being a very good map for players that love to play Ana. Being able to abuse the high ground, being aggressive, but also making sure you just solidify your team and bring them together as well with that extra healing for
Yep.
sure. Absolutely.
So
And yeah, no, sorry. I just wanted to say the two CPs as well, also fantastic. Hanamura, a really great, strong choke point as well, especially for point A for defense. So we could be seeing a very big support gap depending on how they are going to play this realistically.
Yep.
I mean, looking at the hero pools and how this is going to play out. Um, a long time ago, you and I had played an Eichenwald map. It sticks in my head to this day. Because I'm a tank player, I don't think things through as deeply or as far as a support and DPS player do. I just don't have the mechanical skill to click heads and make the micro decisions that need to be made. But on Eichenwald's very much a dive heavy map once you get past that first point, and then it literally goes like brawl on first point, brawl dive, depending on either one you could play with. Second
Yeah.
point being a very dive dependent map, a part of the map, and third point being super brawly because it's that
Yes,
tiny little hallway.
very
So
flat. Yes.
if your team Mystics, where are you looking to shut them down, or where do you think they're going to have the easiest time shutting down their opponents tonight?
Um, for me, I definitely would say a map like Eichenwald is definitely going to be in that mid street. Having control of the high ground will always yield you the results, and especially if you're a dive heavy team, it makes it a lot easier to control height and just get into that accessibility and absolutely dominate from the high ground for sure, and control spawns as well. Absolutely. I would definitely say that Eichenwald mid, and also the same thing for Junkertown also has a lot of high ground abuse that definitely needs to be capitalized on for Mystics if they're going to want to bring home the win. For sure, definitely.
Junkertown absolutely terrifies me. For any good DPS, that for any good sniper DPS, an enemy
Yes.
Widow on Junkertown on first point, even second and third point, arguably, because Junkertown does have a fair amount of long sight lines. But first point specifically, very very telling. Kind of who's going to set the pace there. So I'm going to give you a quick what if. Okay, you're attacking on Junkertown first point, and Widow to Widow, you're losing this battle. You've lost
Yep.
it once, you've lost it twice. Okay,
Mhm.
at this point, what do you do as the DPS? What can you control in this situation to try and make sure you're contributing to the fight, to make sure things actually get past the mega and mini room little area past the bridge there, so you can get out of the long sight line of first point? Because sometimes tank swaps aren't an option. But
Yep.
what's the decision in your mind? Do you just try and stick with the ego, or do you and be like, I can beat this fool, I know I can win this? But if you're getting
Yeah.
gapped, like
Yeah.
significantly gapped, what's the decision here to try and get through that point? Because it just seems very oppressive to deal with
For
the sniper
sure,
there.
absolutely. I mean, I myself, well, I'm very fond of playing Widow on defense. On Junkertown is very, very difficult, especially if you're going to abuse the far back lanes of the first point. Especially, is very difficult if you're getting gapped. I think one of the things that I'd definitely be considering is even if you're not going to say necessarily kill the Widow, but maybe playing that Sombra just to harass her off your team and just completely open up a little bit more delay. Even if you know you're going to die, even if you know you're going to get gapped, it is worth it at that point because that stronghold for a Widow player, it can be very inaccessible unless it is another long ranged sniper, essentially, either Hanzo. Is the other choice, but you can also go another route, and the other route I would mention would be just to play a little bit safer and to play a bit more condensed with the team and just try to maybe focus on things such as shield breaking and maybe just trying to access a bit more brute strength on the front line and just trying to play that a little bit more together and unified, but also going off in that solo way just to harass, to get that player out of the sightlines, that Widowmaker out of the sightlines, is also a very viable option for sure, especially if you're a DPS player and especially if you aren't able to make switches on the tank lineup as per se.
I think it will be interesting to see if Soap Haters leans into that Sombra comp tonight to
Mm-hmm.
bypass Argo's hit scan skill here, or if they
Yes.
just go for the straight ego challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like it's smarter to just bypass the problem and be like, we're not going to ego check. We're just going to do what we know we're good at and see
Absolutely.
what we can get away with in the back line here. Because Argo does take a lot of wide sweeping flanks with his Ashe and with his Widowmaker play.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can isolate him and he doesn't win that 1v1 against Sombra, he could be in some real trouble tonight. Um,
Absolutely. I totally agree. I think you can just bypass the entirety of it and that is a-okay. It'll be interesting to see if Soap actually are gonna tackle that by kind of running their Sombra, or if they are just gonna completely bypass it and just go full front heavy with their composition and just try to muscle their way through the front line. Essentially, the faster it is, the harder it is, and the more reactive the Widow has to be. So it'll be very interesting to see how they're gonna handle a hit scan such as Widowmaker on that front line.
So another great difference between these two teams tonight, because they have there's a diametric difference in how they play, and you see that in their hero pools. And I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out throughout all the maps that they have to pick tonight. And that's if you look if we look through Soap haters, it looks like their Captain Soap is a hog. He's a hog and Rhine main. So Rhine, Rhine I understand a bit better than anyone else because, me, big hammer, no brain, only swing.
Yes, yes.
That's what I can do. But the hog, you actually are rarely seeing in the competitive play in terms of league matches. And I mean, I guess I'm not entirely sure why. My gold brain sees a hog, and we freak out when we see a hog, and anywhere from gold to plat, because they've been known to carry that match. They're just super tanky.
Absolutely.
Yep.
They soak up every ability. They don't want to die. And if the opposing Ana doesn't focus him, he just lives for free in the back of your brain. He lives rent-free back there.
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
So what do you do to deal with a hog if you're Team Mystcs tonight, if they're going to try and play that? Because I see hog getting value in maps like Oasis especially, because Oasis has a lot of cheeky little spots to get good picks. And I see him doing well if they drag it out to Hanamura and Lijiang, if they push it to map 4 and 5. I don't think he'll get as much value on Junkratana Eichenwald, but what are you doing when you see that hog in a competitive league style match? What do you do to mitigate his presence?
For me personally, I think you have to just take it based off the map as well. Like you did bring up some great points, which is definitely that King of the Hill. And the success that King of the Hill definitely comes with Hog is definitely the fact that it is a little bit more brawly. It is a bit more team deathmatch-y in essence, because once point is there, you just need to basically, if you just keep slathering on the kills, it can really spiral into some really big pressure in the spawn or definitely at choke points. I think if you are on the flip side, definitely if you're playing Ana, you're gonna have to focus it, maybe saving either one or both abilities for it, just to make sure that that player is not finding as much value. The other thing as well is we also do see quite a lot in terms of the Zen, just raw damage output from the backline as well as also the front line. Making sure the backline has that strength to continue and just keep relentlessly basically annihilating the hog and not letting him get away with heals is absolutely the idea that you want to do. And realistically, if you're playing something like a Moira and a Lucio, that's not going to cut it against the hog that's maybe farming essentially in a choke point. You really, really are going to want to think about switches into really heavy damage there at that point, just to, again, get through that hog. But realistically, it's a collective effort. It's a team effort. And it can be a really good resource for you on the flip side for using it as an ult battery, essentially. So you have to bear that in mind. It does come kind of at its cost as well, playing the hog in something like a King of the Hill.
That explains why you're probably not seeing it at the higher levels of league play. Because there was a time where the Giga Hog was a huge problem, and everyone just picked that fat son of a gun. So
Yes,
Sneaky,
absolutely.
last weekend we had a lot of interesting and fun players that we had plays of the game coming from every facet of the field.
Yeah.
Who do you think tonight is going to be Team Mystcs? Like, who is going to mystify us tonight?
Well,
Or who do you think we got to keep our eye on?
Well, tonight, Silver, we're going to have the following in the lobby. We're going to have Argo, of course. Bluegill will not be with us tonight. We're going to have someone else named Ice tonight coming with us. Silky, which we have already been introduced to. Seismic, we're going to have Number again. And then the new person to the field on the tank role, we're bringing Juice back into the game. So, last week we did not see Juice, nor did we see Ice. They were both out. However, I am looking forward to see these two play together, and I'm looking forward to see the compositions that Number and Juice play together. However, when it comes to this composition, I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's a quick little fun thing for both of you here is
Okay, let's hear it.
so Soap Haters and Mystcs have actually scrimmed against each other before, and Soap and Argo are actually pretty good friends. In the Discord chat, they're already talking about what they're gonna run tonight, and that's why on the Twitter on Mystcs earlier today, go check it out by the way. Our social media manager posted there's a 50-50 shot we're gonna see Bash and Sim, and I fully believe that. I think we might see a genuine troll composition mirror of a Bash and Sim, a Hog Diva, like Zen Lucio tonight. I'm willing to bet we're gonna see some variation of complete and total BM tonight from one or both of the teams. And I am looking forward to that.
We're gonna see that high masters. We're gonna see that high masters.
Exactly.
Troll play. That's terrifying.
And I'm looking forward to it. But on the side of the players actually playing the game and not trolling, I'm thinking that tonight we're gonna be looking at plays. Honestly, Argo, yeah, he's gonna be looking a lot. But if we're gonna see a Sombra from Soap Haters, I don't think that Argo is really gonna be the big player here. I think we're actually going to be looking at Silky tonight on the support. I think that it's going to be a big deal tonight if they're going to be running those Hogs and those Sombras tonight. Brig and Ana are going to be major hero choices for Mystcs tonight. And if they are deciding to run that, or Zen, Novos knows this, running Zen, that Hog's not going to walk up the field. He's not going to do anything if you keep that Discord orb on him. Same with Afara, right? These supports tonight, Ice and Silky, are going to make the difference in how this game is going to be played tonight. And last week we did say it. We said supports make a great impact of the game. But tonight especially, I think it's going to be... I think our player who really needs to perform well tonight and outperform everyone is going to be Silky or Ice tonight. Really depending on how they want to play their compositions and whether Soap Haters plays to their comfort pick of that Hog and that Sombra and that Pharah or not.
Now, we'll figure out shortly whether or not Bluegill is sorely missed or not. And, you know, if you're sitting there on the team tonight and Mystcs so happen to, you know, knock on wood, throw salt over my shoulder, if Mystcs just so happens to lose, they can always just blame it on the fact that Bluegill wasn't there, right?
Exactly.
They can be like, oh, it's a support diff. You know. So, we'll see it.
Yeah. I am curious, though, to see, now that Bluegill and now that Twinkie Lover are not in the game, are we going to see as much Sigma Ball tonight? Because we saw a lot of that Sig and that Diva from Number with the Diva Ball, Sig Ball compositions. And Mystcs did really well that night. And I know they were practicing a lot on their Brawl this week, which is really going to help, especially against the comfort picked of Soap. But I'm curious to see, are we going to see different things? Are we going to see more Reinhardt and Monkey play? Because I know Juice, his best and most fun hero is Monkey. So I'm curious to see, are we going to see pure dive from Mystcs? Are we going to see that Seismic Tracer with the Monkey Diva? And are we going to see that tonight? And if we do see that, I think it's going to be very hard for Soap and their Brawl composition to do much about it, especially if you let heroes like Tracer on Seismic on Tracer and Argo on Ashe just destroy your back lines. I think that's going to make a big difference as well.
We need to make sure we don't keep the camera on Seismic for too long, though. When we do, he's got that TikTok sound. I fired, and then I missed, and then I fired, and then I missed. This went on for several hours. I'm like, brother, you looking like me in Quick Play. What are you doing?
Poor Seismic. It's like he knows when we're spectating him.
Plug in your controller.
Oh, poor Seismic, man.
It's disappointing.
No one's as bad as me on Tracer. No one's as bad as me on Tracer. I'm bottom 500. I'd take it anywhere in the world and bet I'd lose.
Yeah, I think we need to avoid the spectating of Seismic tonight because it was like the caster curse, but in this case it was the observer curse. We just spectated Seismic. He didn't know we were spectating him, but every time we spectated Seismic, he would miss a shot. But once we left him, he'd get like 3 people. And so
like,
I think
wow, really?
I think it's up for the broadcast team if we want Mystcs to win or not tonight. We have to,
Just go to the other team. Just go to Soap. We'll just spectate Soap the entire game.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we should be getting started shortly here.
Yes, we should be getting started shortly.
I'm excited to see whether or not I'm excited to see what Juice brings to the table in terms of tank play as well. He boasts a win in 3. We boasted a win in 3 last week. So let's see if the juice gets loose and does what he's got to do in here, breaks through the wall like the freaking Kool-Aid Man. That's what I want to see. Just a big old, oh yeah, I'd love to see it.
So for tonight's game on Soap Haters, just to give everyone a quick reminder, we have Schlattberger, Procodil, Kip, Huteo, Ayanami, and Soap, of course. So I'm curious, do they actually hate Soap?
Yeah. Oh.
Is that like, do you hate your main tank? Is that what makes the composition so good?
Maybe they all collectively got together and they were just like, look, listen, guys, don't really like our captain. I guess we'll just name the team after that. It'll be all fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
They'll
exactly.
be fine with it.
I think we know who's going to be cut from the team in Overwatch 2.
Yeah, that was it. It's on the chopping block. That's what it is. It's actually more of a threat to Soap. Like, if you don't do well, we're cutting you from the team.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see how this kind of pans out, especially considering they are so close in their seeds and the fact that they're good friends. Hopefully, they just also have fun as well. It's one of the most important things about playing games is that you're playing for fun, absolutely. And hopefully, we're going to see a lot of fun as hopefully we'll see Mystcs sweep in their promise of a 3-0. Potentially.
We want to see it. Let's get it.
We're going to see
strong.
it, absolutely. Mystic Strong, absolutely.
Mystic Strong is my friend. I am curious to see though. I mean, that's the one thing you gotta understand is, yeah, you have tournaments and it's great to win, but it's also great to play against your friends. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're going for the grand finals of Overwatch League or if you're playing in some lower tier tournament for a prize pool of bragging rights and a roll into Discord server. It does not matter. It's always so much fun to go up against a ringer you may know, a friend, one of your old teammates, or a team that you just scrimmed a week ago. It's always so much fun, and that's really what it comes down to.
You never let them live it down.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I am positive we are going to see, because UGC, There are some rules with UGC, no teabagging, no too much BMing, but these teams do not care. I'm positive we're going to see emotes, we're going to see voice lines, we're going to see teabags, we're going to see a lot of stuff tonight. I am positive of it. So
if the developers didn't want emotes in the game, they shouldn't have put them in there.
Exactly. Yeah, tactical crouching, sorry.
That's all I'm going to say. Tactical crouching. Tactical crouching.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Except for D.Va in mech, apparently, because that's not very fun, is it?
No.
I wish D.Va could crouch in mech. That'd be so much fun.
Well, see, Novos, that's when you fly into the back line,
why can't
go out of
D.Va
back
crouch?
and crouch as baby D.Va. That's ultimate BMing.
But I feel like you could also bunny hop with the boosters as well if you could do that in mech. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, you're right.
That would even more mobility.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, maybe that's why they didn't do it. But alas, we will never know until we ask a dev. Huh?
Yep. So I am in the lobby right now, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick little fun fact. Juice just typed in chat. Can we all agree that teabagging is allowed tonight? So they are definitely looking forward to this match.
On top of it.
They're gearing up for it.
They are definitely looking forward to this match tonight. It's gonna be so much fun to see tonight.
Absolutely. And yeah, absolutely is definitely the core to all of this, just in general, as much as, yes, you may be playing for millions or bragging rights, it is all about fun at the end of the day, and I'm glad to see that these guys are such good sports to each other, for sure. So let's have a look.
Well, we are still waiting, it looks like. We are having some slight technical difficulties with some of the players, which is not a problem. That means you guys just get to listen to us three amazing people talk some more, which we all know, let's just be honest. You're all here for the British guys, so Novos, take it away.
Hey, what's that? Oh, no, I'm just, it's been a long time, honestly. I kind of stepped away from Overwatch, but that does not diminish the knowledge that I have. Played it for 6 years. It's really interesting to come back to actually cast and watch gameplay again, and to see if anyone's actually kind of gonna bring something new to the table as well, especially with compositions or even just superstar players, for sure.
And
It'll
on
be
that,
interesting.
on that, Novos, I'm curious. So you said you've been around for 6 years since the game was out, basically.
Yes, yes.
So I'm
It's
curious about Overwatch 2. What are your opinions? You know, as a Zen player with that stupid snap kick ability, and as Mercy with her new changes, as a support player in general. What are your opinions
Don't
on
get him
Overwatch
started
2?
with the snap kicks on Zen.
So honestly, I feel a little bit strange about the Zen kick personally. Like, giving Zen space to basically just body slam you with some orbs in the face. I think that's a little bit of a problem. I'm not too sure if they were thinking necessarily about it and more if it was maybe a gimmick. But I think people need to understand it as well. Like as a Zen player, like you can abuse that like heavily. Any tanks that get close, or a tank singular in this case, or DPS that get close, you can push them away from you, and realistically it's at a nice distance where you can easily get some really easy headshots and really easy discords onto some players. So I think there is actually a little bit of a problem that you may see coming into when the game fully releases. In terms of the Mercy change, I know a lot of my friends that are Mercy mains are in uproars about it. I think it's an interesting choice. Realistically, I think they should have just left the mechanic as it was, maybe tweaked it with the directional stuff that they kind of ended with. The only reason why I say this is because it was something that definitely did separate the average Mercy to a good Mercy,
Yeah,
or even
Was
a top 500.
a glitch in the game that people discovered
Yeah,
That's the
like,
for
yeah,
movement.
like
I mean,
absolutely. Instead,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it is what it is, and the fact that they bring it into the game is a nice idea from the devs, recognizing that it is something that is used in higher play as well, and want to access it maybe more to
Looks like we're almost
your
ready to go here.
average Mercy player for sure.
So it looks like we are getting ready to get ourselves into first match here. We're still getting a couple things set up because right now the lobby says Team 1 versus Team 2. So that's a little bit of something we need to fix. But other than that, looks like we are getting there close here in a second. So that's all good. I'm being told I need to fix the delay. Apparently I messed the delay up. Let's see here. What did I do on the delay? I will take a quick look. See, you're asking me to change something while streaming. I'm very bad at that, fun fact. Not even fun fact. That's just that's something you should automatically assume.
Fine. No, you're fine. Well, while you're doing that here, talking about Oasis, the upcoming map here, and looking at the strengths of both teams, I mean, Oasis seems like each point kind of offers a different comp that it leans itself toward. But I mean, on average, what are you personally thinking when you favor dive at Oasis? Because I know that the second point where there's the hole in the middle, I want to say University it is.
Yeah.
At Oasis, if you fall into that little hole, you just have to go back up the stairs. But you're out of the fight. What are you thinking for that? Seems like the most brawl heavy of the three maps for Oasis. So like I personally I see this one going all three if that second point with the hole in the middle of the floor, if that doesn't come up in map 1 or 2, in point 1 or 2. If it doesn't come up, I see Mystcs taking it in 2. I think that they're just going to take the first 2 and they'll take the first map and it's not even going to be close.
I agree. I think that realistically, Oasis, 2 of the maps are very dive heavy. Again, that high ground control and the jump pad is so important, and even taking center globe on that high ground, and even if you can get a hit scan up there, it can be very, very deadly and very hard to dislodge, especially.
We are talking about a meme war, though, too. Like we are. We're talking about Sim Bastion bullschnoz going on tonight. They're just out to piss each other off, not necessarily win the match.
True.
I mean, heck, if either team can pull it off, I see them winning the fight, not opening the point and just holding the game hostage.
I feel like
With
I
the
feel like
level of talking back and forth, I could see either team being willing to do that. Be like, we're not even going to unlock the point. We're just going to keep fighting you until we feel like unlocking the point.
I feel like even as friends or as Mimi as it is, like definitely been in that scenario. I think that they may take it seriously up until a certain point. And a lot of the times, like either guaranteed win or maybe there's a massive time bank. So maybe they end up like kind of using it that way. Definitely, if it goes to Hanamura, I could definitely see them running that Symmetra and that Bastion, like Sneaky was talking about, and even potentially on the Eichenwald as well. You can see that happen, and also even potentially on Oasis. They are somewhat viable strats, and having control of the first point is actually really, really important. So it'll be interesting to see if they are going to kind of meme maybe potentially throughout, or if they're going to take it seriously, and then when something gives, where there's a big time bank of some sort, that they are going to swap it into that kind of more memey composition and do the 1v1 Torb hammers or the Bastion mirror compositions.
So it looks like we are getting ready.
We got Team Mystcs on the blue team for right now.
Yep.
Which is fitting. Not
yes.
At least and we are restarting.
Oh no!
Love.
We gotta start over apparently. We are back in the main lobby.
Did someone hop out?
Yes, it looks like Number had a quick disconnection issue. No worries.
That is okay.
All right, technical difficulties. That never.
So I really am looking. I'm really looking forward to whether or not they're going to start memeing on each other right off the rip. They might.
I mean, feel like
the way soap haters have been talking about it, man.
There is a potential, but I feel that they may just try to feel each other out. Definitely either within the first map or even the first round, potentially. There is a potential, or they could meme and then take it seriously. I genuinely think, people like to get it out of their system. They either start with it or they end with it, So I feel like it's one or the other. But it will be very interesting to see where we start with here, actually. Absolutely.
Let's see what Mystcs are going to roll with here. I'm curious to see. Honestly, I'm most curious to see what Silky's going to pick, because I think that he'll kind of set the paces. Our other healer tonight. Looks like they may go with the Far Mercy.
Yes.
Right off the rip. And it looks like soap haters might be going with Bastion Craziness.
Bastion Craziness, absolutely. And it's kind of interesting though.
Nikki, is the sound on for you in there? I can't hear the game sound right now.
4, 3, 2, 1.
For me,
Capture the objective.
I can hear games.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so they are gonna roll with that Bull Diva composition, so it's very interesting. That they're gonna do this.
Yep, soap haters are making that contest for high ground, but because we're running a little bit more of a dive, I think we're gonna have control of it faster. They're looking to take that engage in the hallway if they can get it.
Yes, absolutely, and especially with the Bastion, you're definitely gonna want to do this.
Argo is gonna pressure out the Bastion very quickly.
Very, very quickly. Especially being caught out like that is a very big shame to be in that situation, and you really did want soap haters to definitely try to have that brawl inside, but they weren't able to force the hand of Mystic there at that point.
Yeah, Argo's really he's building up his ult really fast here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Juice is gonna get caught out in that hallway though.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna matter because they're gonna kill Prickadil and they're gonna lose their Lucio for engaging here.
That is very true.
Oh my, Lanta, we are on Seismic, and he is making up for his shots yesterday, or last week. Good gravy. He said, put the camera on me, boss. I will give you a show.
Yes. And as you can see as well, Seismic having his dragons here ready to use to kind of zone off potentially and potentially open some nice waves there for Argo, especially because Argo also has the barrage, I believe, farming off the Hog and off the Bastion there right at the start, and so this could actually spell disaster a little bit for Soap, especially with ult economy being so important on something such as King of the Hill.
Argo and Number are doing a great job just isolating that Hog and chasing him down and not letting him get that value. Even when he's getting a pick, It's not going to matter. They're going to pop Visor here. Let's see what Schlatt can get with it. He will catch Silky in the
catch
corner.
3.
He catches 3.
Yeah,
Silky
massive.
Ice. Oh my, that's going to be a very, very quick, easy retake here for Soap Haters. Let's see how long Mystcs can stall. Juice is going to get caught out there in the point.
Yep.
But 79 is close, but not quite at the magic number. Once you get to 85% on a King of the Hill match, the the expected win rate is roughly, I think it's about 78% among Owl League and contenders. Once you hit that magic 85 number. So
Absolutely.
Argo contesting that high ground, not letting them have that for free at all. Still holding on to that other barrage. He's gonna get killed in that hallway there.
They did also
matter.
send out the Bob there as well. It seems like a lot of balls being fired off here though. And they have done, Soap have done a great job here, kind of holding on to the stronghold from Mystcs here. And you're going to see his Seismic is going to go down there. Now it's going to be a reset there.
Seismic got caught out there, kind of just trying to get a quick pick on Prickadil, but couldn't clean it up fast enough. Soap Haters really just making sure, you know, Ayanami on Diva coming over to peel for Lucio. Well done. They're really going to be relying on Schlatt to build that visor quickly here. But Mystcs coming up on 3 ults.
And they do have the minefields here. I'm going to see what they're going to do.
And they're going to do it. Juice is going to drop it right in the middle of that
Juice is going to go down
map
there. And Number is essentially going to be having to feed mech here. And they're going to pump in some heals into this. But this is going to be an interesting...
Going for a backdoor high noon.
Yes. And
Seismic.
at the same time...
Seismic. What are we doing here?
Oh, it looks like
He
we're
just
gonna
has
be.
to pray he doesn't get caught out.
Yes,
I think
especially with the reset.
He's going to catch Prickadil. He's going to catch Prickadil from spawn.
Absolutely. But the
That's
problem
what he's
is,
waiting
is
for.
once Prickadil dies, are they going to come back and sweep up? And is this going to actually delay more time for
Prickadil
Soap to
losing that
actually do this?
1v1. Are they going to peel back and catch Seismic coming out in that
and
hallway?
this
They
is
lose him for that engage.
Absolutely, and it is a serious problem. We're now heading into overtime here for Soap as they're 99 to 79 from Mystcs. The noon coming out now, and it's not going to catch anyone.
Use that
Argo.
more for a quick reload, I think, there.
Yes, absolutely.
Argo taking a few, Argo catching 2, but taken out by Schlatt. Right now, it is a battle of the Soldier 76s, and other than Juice, who they're probably going to clean up rather quickly.
But Mystcs is still alive. Mystcs managed
Mystcs
to
still contesting.
actually contesting and actually had the point there for
They
a second.
flipped the point there. They're
Gonna
not
have some
happy.
time here. We're gonna see if they're gonna be able to contest. Argo picking up a massive kill here onto the Ash, and there goes the visor. Seismic also picking up Pricko there. That is a massive kill. But
Soap Haters getting absolutely flustered about the fact they lost that point control for even a moment.
Absolutely.
It might cost them this round.
Potentially,
He's going
but
to
it
take and
looks like
focus on
big
Schlatt. He hits the
zone.
direct helix. That's
Yes,
a
absolutely.
big deal for them right now.
Huge. Though Argo going
Yeah,
down there
Mystcs
to
keep
Soap.
contesting. Juice just slamming to try and live here. It's not going to matter.
I think they lost a little bit too much there, even with the entry kill from Argo. If they had played a little bit potentially safer and just played for safe touches there was a potential to kind of muscle your way back in. There was a 5v6 potential.
Don't know how long Silky was holding on to that nano either.
Yes, actually, very true.
Have that, he did have that at the end, but I don't know
Yes.
how long that's going to be.
For sure, and it is definitely a problem as a support player. Sometimes you hold your ult for that perfect moment, and sometimes there just isn't a perfect moment. You just have to choose the best target at that moment in time, and even sometimes you have to just choose someone who's just right there in front of you, unfortunately, even if that's the other support player.
It looks like we are going to see Mystcs more on that. Oh, they're going to wall off their
Big
run
wall
here,
has to be
but it's
used
not
there,
going to
though.
matter. They used
did
Immortality to
back
bail
out
them
that
out, and they
really
broke
well.
the wall and got through. Let's see if Juice is going to get burned down very quickly there at the beginning of this fight. Schlatt on the Doomfist causing all kinds of havoc right now.
Argo's doing a fantastic job though with these walls, definitely walling off main, and the initial wall off at the start was a definite potential to open up onto Team Soap there, and they kind of missed it there, but it was a good, valiant attempt Immort had to be used, so they had a very, very good opportunity to potentially sweep up onto the main tank, but unfortunately
we see
losing the main
Cricketille
tank.
playing very, very aggressive, and he's going to get punished there.
Absolutely, and this could be a problem, especially if Ice can get them back into the fight here and just hard engage onto this main tank. This could be a serious issue, and here comes Juice coming straight down the lane.
They're going to pop window here.
So
Let's
pick
see
up
what
like a kill
value
with
they're
that
going to
flash,
get
right?
from it here.
Yes, and that is gonna be one loss. That is gonna be Silky lost though. So managing
Mystics
to
are
hit
going to
that
have to
flash
die
line.
or get out here, and that way they can recontest shortly.
Absolutely, they
Juice
have
trying
lost
to
too
get
much.
out, dying quickly. He wasn't going to get out.
Losing that main healer though from Silky, it was a massive deal there. It was a really kind of put a hole in it. Very good though window from Kip to prevent this as well, and to also
But,
timing it as well.
I mean, look at this ult economy there. They're coming up on all 6 ults. They will have it in probably the next 5 seconds. I'd be willing to
Absolutely,
argue.
but Silky going down again. Seismic gonna return there on the Doomfist going down. So
Schlatt will gladly take that trade on
Yes.
Silky because they are losing that potential to engage here.
absolutely,
And
it is
Soaphater's
all-
just taking the fight straight to the Mystics doorsteps, and they're going to stagger number and just bully him.
absolutely, and it is also.
They do not get the kill, though, before he gets the remake.
But
I'd
it
be
is all
curious to see if
bleeding
he
out
uses
that
the bomb
time.
to engage or not.
Yes, absolutely. They are bleeding out good time here. We're now at that 85 mark. Like you were saying last round, this could be very, very scary. Is Seismic going to be the first one to fall in this fight? Bomb going to be set off by Number. Number
Big
picking up a
bomb!
3K.
Big bomb by Number.
But
We
Schlatter,
saw this
if he has
we saw this last week by Number. You can't count him out when he's got a bomb to sit on.
But Schlatt, though, picking up 3 kills, he just says absolutely not 4 from Schlatt.
My
That
goodness, Schlatt on
is-
Doomfist is proving to be the problem.
Absolutely.
So we're going to at least 4 maps, gentlemen.
Unfortunately, yes, indeed. I feel that was so unfortunate. That was really, really unfortunate. Schlatt, though, making some massive plays in the first round with the visor, the nano visor to open up, and then also there on the Doomfist. Such a hero play. Realistically, well played by Soap there from actually bringing that back from losing 3 players to that Diva Bomb, essentially.
I will say though, like going into the next match here, going to the next map of Junkertown, we saw this. This feels like a repeat of last week, where Mystics had a problem. It felt more like they were putting their feelers out. I mean, yes, they lost that pretty handily, if we're being open and honest about it.
Yeah.
But their ability to shake it off and move on to the next map and handily win the next 3 with no question, definitely something that's in their mental repertoire. So I don't know if King of the Hill just might seem to be their Achilles heel or not, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens bringing this into Junkertown. And honestly, I was kind of shocked to see Mystics pulling out the Pharah more than Team Soaphaters, because it's not even in their preferred hero pool. So
Interesting.
we're gonna see what happens here, and I think that Schlatt v Argo is the DPS duel to watch. for here.
Absolutely.
We have to keep an eye on Schlatt. Tracking him on Doomfist, he was making way too much space for the tanks as a Doomfist. Way too much space. You
Yes,
can't give him
definitely,
that much free
absolutely.
space.
I think also I just want to talk about that ending as well. Like just managing to pick up 4 kills. There's such a big pivotal moment, especially after response to that Diva bomb. I think it was a kind of the final nail in the coffin there for Mystics, and they really need to be careful for Schlatt, especially if it's going to come to specifically maybe even 3rd point in Junkertown, where we may even see Doomfist being pulled out. But you're right, Argo and Schlatt here are probably going to be the DPSs to look out for in the head-to-head battle. But I do want to say, I want to also see the support step up as well. I feel that you can be very aggressive on something like King of the Hill and care a little less about it, but we are going to get into this here
It
now.
looks like they may be going with the Bastion pirate ship.
Yes, absolutely. And it's
Curious
going
to
to
see
be
what Schlatt's going to do here. He's not going to take Argo on in that sniper duel.
I do want to mention that it is also interesting that
Oh,
so
he
bad.
gets the opening pick on Schlatt anyway.
Wow, nice. I'm
There's
shocked
two.
that Soap aren't actually running a double shield to protect Schlatt for this. This is very uncommon, but you're right, Argo though just absolutely ripping through Soap. They're picking up 2 very big kills, but Schlatt in absolute
Ooh.
response.
Schlatt is not going to let him have that for free.
No,
But I mean, Argo's
absolutely
already
not.
almost built up a visor here.
Yes, absolutely, and this is going to be very important for Argo, especially that information. And I want to mention that Seismic is also playing the Hanzo, so it's going to be like almost consistent information here on the side of Mystcs. That's something that Soap do not have here because they're running the Genji instead.
Seismic's going to get pushed out there by their hog because he couldn't finish that kill on Zen. Oh, Argo does, though. Argo sees Kip for 2 seconds and wins that.
Yeah,
But Schlatt
absolutely.
takes out Seismic.
Although losing
Schlatt
a
is
support
not going to be outdone here. Number getting baited into the room with that hog, but they're still trading.
Yeah, absolutely, and Nami just picking up 3 kills there. That is half the team gone, and that's gonna be some serious problems.
Ayanami is showing very quickly why Sigma is dangerous in a tiny room.
Yeah, absolutely. You're very right about that.
And
And
this is going to be interesting how Schlatt's going to do this.
Taking up high ground here, very important
actually, to make sure that they occupy this space early on so that they can give a challenge. Schlatt, though, getting
a few love taps there from Argo, as we're going to see them move through mid. Yeah, oh, Schlatt. Wonderfully done, though. Very nice.
Argo definitely has his work cut out for him right now against Schlatt. I mean, this is the question that we talked about, was if you're losing that Widow duel, what do you do?
Absolutely. And this is I think this is also why they have their second DPS though on Genji to try to potentially harass Argo here, just to give a little bit of leeway for Schlatt to potentially get a better angle and just try to relocate. And you can see Seismic though picking up that kill, and here it goes again. And
Argo! He's faster.
Just
least
rips
in
the
that round.
face off.
This is a Widow duel for the century right now. Looking at these two, it is Ego Peaks sitting in main, and who can catch who out of position faster. Argo just so happened to do it that time. Let's see what Schlatt does in response. Schlatt goes after Argo. He gets him again. They're going to make their way to 3rd point. This is that question that we talked about, is what do you do when you are losing that Widow duel? I think it'll be interesting to see if whether or not we see a switch out of Argo. He's not going to. And Seismic is still holding on to that dragon for a good zone here to try and maybe split them up. We'll see what's happening. Number's still trying to hold that high ground and keep it from Ayanami. It's going to be interesting to see if he can isolate him and win that Sig duel up top. He does. Let's see. I mean, this 3rd point on Junkertown is an absolute menace if you can push your opponent back to where they start. He is going to push the hog. He's not going to let him live up here for free. Let's see if the whole team's going to turn around and make sure they get a kill on that hog. They do. They're going to collapse on him. And Ice and the rest of the team finish that off with Juice peeling quickly and immediately for that. Seismic gets a great pick on Piccadilly. Let's see what happens if we can keep them pinned up here in the corner.
Though Number taking a very good stance up here, though, setting up for this, and this is a very important high ground control. Number very good recognizing this, and we're gonna see what is gonna happen here as the Zen is gonna come out though from Kip, and this is that heavy damage that we're talking about. And Trank coming out, very nice tranquility coming out from Kip.
They can't lose track of this hog, and Number is making sure that that does not happen.
Absolutely, and this is making sure you tag them, making sure you know. Juice picking up a massive kill here on the Genji, and we're going to be seeing what Argo is going to achieve down here. Absolutely, just having a little peek at.
Seismic is still holding on to that dragon. Just, I don't know if he's saving it for next year or what, but apparently
Maybe
they don't need it
Overwatch
right
2?
now.
Well, apparently not,
He's-
because they sweep
They
up.
don't need it for this fight.
No, they absolutely do not, and that is a-okay. It's fine to hold on to this. Although I do want to mention that dragons are very, very, very fast to get, so it'll be interesting to see when he does fire them off and how he's going to be using them, actually.
Curious to see if we're going to see any. Oh, we do see a swap. Okay, we got Hu Town now sitting on Hanzo. Let's see what he's gonna do. See if we. Oh, he's gonna get a good tack on Soap there and bring him down.
Yep. And they're going to try and match the DPS lineup. It's a lot of damage being kind of poured out here, potentially with the Hanzo here. Schlatt, though, picking up Seismic. So that's going to be a first opening pick. Very nice.
Argo is just waiting for them to peel back, and so he can go hunting in that back line, and they're going to. Tanks are up there alone.
But Silky is
going to
going
get
to
the
go
value
down.
he needs. Yep.
Silky's going to
Silky
go down
and Number
here.
are going to be the first two.
Yeah, Justo finding there a nice kill to kind of even out the fight, though losing one of our strong healers. Though we do have ice on the Ano, so it's not all a complete and utter disaster just yet, because we do have another strong healer in the Ano. Though you can see the tanks of Soap are pressing very hard on that front line. And they're going to have to waste the immortality. And here comes the fight back from Mystcs, as they are going to be trying to muscle their way back.
They're down 2. They're going to back up. Ice looking for an aggressive nade, but Ayanami's going to eat it.
Yeah, absolutely. Argo, though, and also Seismic picking up 2 very big kills, so there's a lot here from the DPS lineup. And now we're going to see this kind of fight transpire, actually, over onto the high ground. And what's really, really important here is making sure you take that top rotator. You can see that Soap know this as well, as they are advancing. Mystcs now popping the use of their bongo. They're going to lose Silky again. This could be a problem, as they're going to have to dip off the high ground on Mystcs. They're going to
see if Seismic uses this dragon to try. Yep, there it is. He's going to use it as they try and peel down.
Absolutely nice kill.
He gets one.
It was nice.
Let's see if Seismic can clean it up.
Yep. And now we're going to see Seismic just going to spam that shield, just try to get rid of that Arista shield. The recon going out, Juice picking up. Schlatt, though, picking up a massive kill on Number there. Juice actually juicing here as he picks up the Baptiste.
The Juice is loose. He comes up and takes off Brickadil. That should clean it up. Well, I guess we're a 3rd-point team, ladies and germs. Let's see if we can actually push this thing all the way to the end. I mean, this literally played out the way we talked about before the match.
Yes.
We had a great Widow duel to start between Argo and Schlatt. I'm curious to see what they do at first point again. If Argo is going to ego this and do it again and say, I can beat this guy, don't worry,
Yes.
I got him. I mean, like, as a teammate, like, when you're playing at that level, how long do you trust your teammate when it's going back and forth? Because at this point, I'd say it's about even. I wouldn't say there's a diff on either side.
For sure. Absolutely. I think...
But when do you call them out and say, Bud, you got to switch?
I think for me, definitely when we're losing time is for me, it's like if we're losing big time banks, if we're seriously not finding the important fights, such as the last fight or pinnacle fight where ults are going to be used. Maybe if you're losing the 1v1s, then that's when I would maybe say, hey, listen, I think we need to make a switch, or can we assist potentially? And I also felt like that was the case, though, with the switch from Genji over into the Hanzo, just to also try to match what Seismic was doing and putting out onto the shields.
So we're seeing Argo unironically pick Bastion right out of the gate.
Yeah,
and they're going, they are going to get that isolation on Juice.
Absolutely.
And I can see why they picked Bastion, just to try and get out of the door.
Absolutely. I don't think they were ready, though, for Soap, though, to do that rush down straight outside the front door. It's a very old strategy, and it is very good against Bastion, stopping them from setting up, stopping them from actually putting in the damage early on. You can see Juice is going to get booped off the map by the Lucio.
Wondering why
and
he didn't
Stuns.
try and use his concussive to try and knock him off the point there.
Yeah, absolutely. But it seems like Argo has made that switch over to the Fabled Pharah. And actually, this might be not too bad for Argo because they are kind of trapped in this little tiny room where Argo can kind of spam. But
And
Juice
so
is
is
gonna go down.
Number. Number is
Yep.
loving that tiny little room.
Absolutely true. And Argo,
They're going to get
you
that
saw
kill on Soap.
Argo
Now they
picking
just
up
have to clean
2.
this up.
Nice kills from Seismic and Number as well. You're absolutely right. Number loving that. Juice maybe a little bit out of the fight considering playing very condensed. I think this is why we saw Juice maybe struggle a
So-
little bit there.
Juice is on the loose, looking for a fun angle back there, just making
Yes.
them look in multiple directions by chasing him, which gives
Mm-hmm.
you so much value here.
Juice though,
Slat switching off to being picked off, but switching off to the soldier instead of being
Juice
on that
fights
May.
too, though.
He
I-
does.
Juice-
They are gonna have to regroup here.
And they're gonna have to give up
They're
first
virtually
here.
going to list. Oh, he
I-
catches Soap on the way out.
Nice. Okay, well, this could be a complete give up of first, and honestly, I don't know if that's a wise idea. You really want to hold the corner of the silo. It's a very strong point for a lot of teams, especially for Soap's team. So actually, this is very, very good if you're Mystics. You got good ults coming up, and a very, very good idea of taking that high ground, especially being with a ball player here. Argo having the Barrage ready, Ice also with the Valkyrie, so this could be some heavy,
Juice is
heavy
looking to knock
ults.
them out of position and build his mines here on this engage.
Yeah, absolutely. I do love that Sigma Shield though for Argo over mid. Seismic picking up Schlatt and Juice picking up the Kree. Oh, Cass, my bad. I'm very sorry. It's been a while. Cass there. Kip though managing to pick up Argo, but they are still in favor here.
And Kip's gonna pop the window,
I'm not too
even
sure
though
if
they're down that far.
Absolutely, I'm not too sure
That's
if I
an
agree with that.
interesting pick. Interesting.
here comes the
Oh,
dragon.
a big dragon here.
Absolutely.
Big dragon by
Just
Seismic, but a bigger
picking up
shatter by
slowly.
Soap.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the Tracer coming out, Argo going to be going
Wow.
down, and Number also going down now. I thought the Mystics could have had that potentially. I felt
I mean,
that was...
yeah. Personally, I disagree with the idea of popping window there, but that's why I'm a gold player.
Yeah, I think personally, I that was a bit of a cluster of ultimates. I felt that
That was
I
a very
somehow
expensive fight. That was an
yes, very
expensive
expensive
fight.
And for Mystics not to win that is a very costly thing for sure. And this could spell a little bit of a disaster potentially, especially if Soap are gonna control the high ground with the soldier here, and Argo staying on that Pharaoh.
Hu Tao looking to poke around over here, but Argo with that Mercy pocket.
Oh,
Oh, he
lovely
sticks the Mercy!
stick.
Oh,
no.
Hu Tao! What are you
Disgusting.
doing? He picked
And-
him apart in that little room.
And
He
Argo
caught
lost
him with
as
the
well.
fadeaway.
Yeah.
Can we make sure we get a clip of that? That was
That was
a
disgusting.
beautiful fading stick.
Wonderful, wonderful. Honestly, realistically, this is going to be really interesting. So we're going to see Juice is going to go and try and take height here. It's really important to see how this is. But Juice is getting absolutely rammed by the team of Soap here with a Reinhardt. Though Juice finding somehow the Tracer in the back, and Soki going to go
Hope's
down.
gonna
low
get
into
punished
Lucio.
in the middle though.
Yep.
Oop, they're going to
Absolutely.
invest the beat here.
Schlatt though also picking up a kill with the visor here, so it's getting a bit messy and a bit hairy for them.
As this fight is getting very expensive for both teams right now.
Absolutely, I feel like this at this point you just want to say let's stop the bleeding, let's have a little bit of a reset. Realistically, make the switches we want to make and just have some solid pushes going into this. I feel that they're almost being vacuumed, both teams, into fighting and using ultimates here, and this is what's costing them. Argo staying in this fight maybe for a little bit too long, I believe, actually, as the team are actually able to initiate. Argo did not die, which is actually kind of crazy. Ice there is gonna be
Oh, he's gonna get
taking out.
shattered. Yep, that's
Yep,
gonna
and
clean up that
that
fight.
is gonna clean up that fight, absolutely. Schlatt just doing too much damage, as I said before, controlling that high ground. And that is a serious issue. Number though managing to pick up Soap, and this is the danger though. 60 seconds left for Mystic
Yep.
to try to get this.
With 1 minute left in this fight, and your team Mystics looking at this, you're literally sitting on a pulse, and that's it. This is going to be a pretty dry fight where Soap is looking to have at least 2 ultimates online, Window being absolutely massive in this fight and can zone off so much. What are you trying to pick if you're Argo, if you can pull it off?
If you're Argo, I definitely just want anyone, and Seismic though is going to be the person who opens it there. Kip going down, but 2 in response. The stick from Argo onto Nami, and Silky is going to pick up Soap. This is another absolute slugfest, as you're going to see. Hotao is also going to pick up 1 here. Are they going to be able to contest this? This is going to look like the end here. Argo potentially could touch to trigger the OT. Yes, but they can touch to make the OT here, which is fine, but he's going to see if Lucio is going to take that touch, and they are, and they're going to have to use the bat ult, but here comes the sound barrier.
Both
here.
Cobalt ultimates online. It is a uphill battle to say the least.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna say that Argo did a champion thing, managing to stay in there. And Seismic had a massive kill there, though, right at the start of that fight. Straight onto Kip, onto the Baptiste. Such a crucial part of your team missing, but in response, unfortunately, Soap managing to pick up 2 kills on Mystic.
So tonight, this has gone into, honestly, talking about this before, and this has gone into the unthinkable. We're going to be going all the way to Team 5. So I'm calling it now. Get out your brooms. Get out your brooms, chat, because I'm calling the reverse sweep.
Yeah.
I think Mystics is going to do it. I think that they've probably triggered Argo and Juice just enough to pull this back, especially when you look at the maps that we have left. Seeing Eichenwald, I don't see. I mean, yeah, you have to give Soap haters their dues. And they've obviously won the first 2, but I don't see them being better at dive at Eichenwald. Hanamura's a slugfest and can honestly go either way, and I don't know.
I feel honestly that if if Mystics, they just need to get their composure together. You mentioned that their dive, and I feel like they need to lean maybe more into that a little bit more, and kind of play around the idea a little bit more. The other thing as well is that I feel like a lot of the fights are getting a little bit costly, as we mentioned, and a little bit messy. People staying in them for a little bit too long, investing some ults that I maybe don't think is wise, but we'll see if Mystics can kind of pull the composure together, because it also looks like Soap are also doing exactly the same thing. We saw the Baptiste window being chucked out there, essentially. And so I feel like this is something that Mystics could definitely take advantage of and use to their advantage if they just take a breath, take some water and just get your mind straight. I personally think that they can definitely pull it through.
In that last fight there on Junkertown, the clutch play from Soap Haters Inc. was that absolutely beautiful Kobe style stick from Hutao onto Icy, the Mercy, like picking his targets correctly, making sure that he's taking that support out of the fight, because he had a free stick on the Pharah that he didn't do. He's just going to get rezzed anyway. So, I mean, we have that. They have to keep their eyes on Hutao, because he's doing a great job of tracking Juice whenever he's playing those dive tanks. So, it's going to be interesting to see Argo on the Echo, actually, trying to push through first point.
Echo, honestly, it is not a bad idea. I've done it myself as well, making sure you can go over that height, and Argo winning the most important battle against the other Echo. That is going to give you a lot of free reign. Number as well, picking up Schlatt on the Doomfist. So we're going to see the slugfest of both Reinhardts. Argo, though, is going to be very, very dangerous here. And you're going to see the Baptiste potentially going to fall here any second now. Potentially.
He's going to get out for free. Argo didn't clean it up.
Unfortunately not. You're absolutely right, and that would have been the pinnacle there, potentially to overtake. Though some good defense coming out. But it just needs to be a bit more resilient. If they can just hold and wait for the good kill. A lot of these players on Mystic are actually putting out. You know, it's Number, it's Seismic, it's Argo. Really good kills if they just slow down a little bit and just let it kind of go. They're gonna be able to win
Schlatt
these
gets
fights.
caught out.
Yep, absolutely. Seismic though on the cast, and that is a really, really big kill. And you can see Mystcs there in the high ground. Though Hu Tao is gonna give a quick response to Seismic. Kip as well, also taking out Argo. This could be very, very, very bad here for Mystcs. They're gonna have to back up here. Nice
Oh,
pin.
Juice baited Soap into a pin off of the map.
Lovely, absolutely loving that.
Oh no. Soap has been baiting him into pins all day long. I honestly think that was just for the show.
Yes, absolutely. Though it does have some merit here where the payload is. You're going to see the Juice is going to get back to the payload just a little bit before here. Though, we're going to see Soap use that Shatter. Juice, though, picking up Soap. Number picking up the Lucio. Seismic picking up Holtau. And that is going to be a clean defense, though, from Mystic. And this is a really dangerous place to be held if you are Team Soap. Honestly, this is a uphill battle. Mystcs have got a really, quite literally.
Quite literally.
Mystcs,
If Soaps can't retake Castle,
absolutely,
they're just gonna sit here all day long.
Absolutely.
So you're looking for that opening pick on Prickadil. That way they can't get that speed boost coming in. They're gonna take the pathing to the left-hand side.
But
He's
nice
gonna dive their cast, and he's gonna get him.
That is
Number
wonderful.
with that dive.
And Argo picking up Kip. That is gonna shut the
And they're
entire
going
thing
to
down.
invest the beat drop just to get their team out. That team fight was very, very over.
And this is what this is exactly what I mean though. If Mystcs just play off the fact that sometimes Soap are getting a bit sucked into this these fights, that they're gonna waste some very important ults. And this is a fantastic position. 3 minutes and 18 seconds is not long on Eichenwald, especially in this mid street, and especially if you control the high ground here.
Well, it looks like they're going to change their pathing and go straight through the main part of Castle
absolutely.
here.
But
And they're going to get it. Soap's going to get that. He's going to go for the multiple Diva bombs here.
Argo here. They're going to hold it. They're going to hold it. Ice picking up a kill. Number picking up
Here
a
comes
kill.
that bomb.
And
There's
that is
two.
Argo.
Argo on Echo is just having a field day right now.
Absolutely. And there goes Kip. And that is exactly what I am talking about. Very nicely done by Mystcs to recognize the push coming through and absolutely shutting it down. So we're going to see what they're going to do.
And they have two good ultimates coming up. Shatter with enough stall time to win a fight. Window with enough time to obviously just zone everything off. I'm curious to see if they're going to catch anyone out here.
They
nice
might,
to see
because
Schlatt
they did.
switches to the Reaper instead of his Cass, Echo, or he's just playing Mystery Heroes at this point.
But I do want to mention that Soap did swap over to the Roadhog, and this actually opens Juice up for a very free Shatter onto their entire team. So this could be devastating if you are on Team Soap here. Nice, and that is exactly what I was talking about.
The Echo beam with Argo.
And that is absolute perfection.
He is
and
not going to let them get out.
There is 3, and
Kip
it looks
is
like
not going to get enough peel.
nope.
Oh, he
but
will.
Kip manages to pick up a kill here, though. Numbers, though, cleaning up Schlatt. But this is what I was talking about. You swap over to the Hog, and you just given so much value in the hands of Juice with a very free Shatter. And now we're looking at 1 minute and 25 seconds on the clock. Down
5
from that
ults
3 minutes
versus
18.
maybe 3.
Potentially, and we're not even going to get beat. And this is horrible if you're Soap, because you would have just dragged out for that long fight. And now as well, Hotao is also being dragged out. So that is going to potentially leave it for one good fight. And Mystcs have some great ultimates in the back.
I'm looking for Argo to build up that duplicate real quick and either go for the Diva or honestly, even duplicating Prickadil and getting an additional beat drop would be super beneficial.
I think also Schlatt as well. I think you have quite a few choices. Hotao has swapped over to Soldier. You can pick up a very free visor off the Hog in the high ground. So this could be devastating. But Number also has the bomb, and they don't have a shield to protect them. So this could also be a multiple devastation. Here comes the bomb. Seismic picking
That's
up
a big kill on Schlatt,
And
actually. That's a lot of
Number-
damage out of this fight by taking the Reaper out of the fight.
Absolutely, Number picking up a massive kill here, and it looks like Seismic's going to be playing with the Reinhardt here, as they're going to try to beat in desperation because there's only 15 seconds left here. Number picking up Hu Tao, and now it looks like it's all up to the Hog, and Soap is going to get pulled, yoinked, and falls off the map, and that is going to be it for the attack of Soap Haters.
This second point, we talked about it before the entirety of the game today. If you can't take Castle, this is a dive-heavy portion.
Absolutely.
If you can't coordinate the dive, you lose here. And the speed in which they were collapsing onto both Soap and catching Hu Tao out 3 times. They caught him out. They lost so much damage going into this fight, investing a beat drop twice. They pushed beat twice in desperation. I think that Mystcs really are going to have a pretty easy time trying to get this one in the bag. That way they can claw their way back into this fight. It's do or die now, though. They lose this one and they're out of the fight. Mystcs have no time to play around. The juice needs to come loose, and Seismic really needs to put on a show here and get these picks quick and easy. And more than anything else, they need to finish these kills on Kip.
Yes, they do.
The kills, like the amount of kills Kip was getting away with his movement on Baptiste, I counted 4 times where he was sitting on maybe 10 or 15 health and should have been picked off. Now he's getting great peel, absolutely great peel by Ayanami on D.Va. Ayanami's D.Va is an absolute menace right now.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
We have to clean Kip up. We have to.
Yes. I think one of the big things as well is just getting like protecting some of the more precious members of the cast of Soap. People like Schlatt, who, if given the space, will decimate Mystcs. So you need to also potentially protect players like Schlatt and potentially Hu Tao to get the kills. We're going to see this as Seismic is going to be pushing in here. Immortality going to be used as they're going to be looking to isolate off the Orisa here. Seismic picking up Soap, Justo going down, Number picking up Hu Tao, and Kip picking up Argo here in response. But look who's in the back.
There's the kill on Prickadil.
Absolutely.
Seismic looking to get those support kills. That's a big deal right there.
Ice picking up Schlatt as well.
Kip? He's got to get that kill on Kip, though. They gotta clean him up.
You're right. They really do.
Kip is always last. He doesn't exist in their brain. He's invisible.
Yes, absolutely.
It's new Zen tech. Sit still. You're invisible.
Yes, absolutely. Along with the super kick. Yes, you're invisible now.
He's got a stealth suit and a super kick.
Absolutely.
Ninja Zen. I'm all for it.
Yes, absolutely.
See, and they've already rotated so quickly to height here.
Height.
And they're going to use this window to zone him out.
Yes, this is it, but
they're going to do it. There it is. There's Silky. He's going to get all that extra health here to keep them up. And they are not going to let them get out.
No, they're not.
Oh, Kip is going to get the finish on Silky up top. And this is where Mystcs needed to win that fight.
Absolutely.
Because now they have to take Castle. Oh, we got a little bit of a, the juicy, 3D third-person Soap ball tech just peeking, making sure you can call everything out.
Absolutely, and this is going to be interesting. And there goes the Flux here. The Noon.
He misses the slam alongside the Sigma ult, though.
Seismic, though, picking up the kill.
Argo with the kill on Schlatt, using these long sight lines and just having a heyday with it.
Looks like they also
Soap is just living in the back line.
And
they're going to use the long Widow sight lines to build. Absolutely. He's going to try and flank on the left side on height. Let's see. They're going to give that up and try and go for the push. He's going to get the best rotation of a lifetime.
Oh, what a wonderful shot, though, on Hu Tao. And that is going to be Schlatt, though, picking up Argo. And that is going to be looking like Mystcs are going to have to take a reset here. And I do want to mention that, yes, you're right. They need to win this fight. I feel like that this is a time we need to build ultimates and really just try to strong arm our way through castle here at this point to try to take this
Yeah,
payload.
if Soap are going to win this out, they need to be thrifty with their ultimates right now. If they can bait out, yep, there's the window, and I'll bet Soap is going to be coming in soon with mines to zone.
Yeah, absolutely. But
Can
looks
they
like
punish him in the background? They cannot. Soap is going to get out for free.
Schlatt as
And
well, also
Schlatt
kind
is
of
he's running wild right now
wreaking havoc in the backline and just
with the
causing
teabag.
causing some problems. Just teabagging in here and tactical crouching. Silver's
Tactical crouching. Tactical crouching.
Yes. And we're gonna see how this is gonna transpire here as Schlatt. They're gonna come around the back with the ball here. It's gonna be interesting, and Seismic gonna get caught off by Nami. Argo is gonna pick up Kip, and we're gonna see how Ice is gonna be getting along with this. Looks like Juice fell off the high ground here, and that's not a good look. But Juice actually finding the map, and Number picking up Hu Tao. This could be massive. This could be the momentum that
He's gonna go for the boop here. He's not gonna get it because you can't boop divas.
But this is the important
Argo on
thing.
Reaper, not letting Kip do anything.
Absolutely, but this is really important that they control both these choke points and funnel them through. Juice picking up a massive kill on Soap, and Argo as well here. Hu Tao going down, and this looks like it is going to be it for Soap here. This is going to be...
Argo's going to build that Death Blossom, and he's going to clean this up.
Absolutely, this is
There
going
it
to
is.
be...
They got nothing to stop
for
him.
Soap. Well done from Mystcs. Well played.
Well, Mystcs clawing their way back into this fight, Sneaky. Clawing their way back into this fight. Let's see what we have here. We have Hanamura coming up. So 2 CP shenanigans. And Argo on Reaper just scared me to no end. A few moments ago.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be interesting though, because we may see that head-to-head Widow 1v1 again potentially between Schlatt and Argo. We know that point A is notorious for Widow for both sides, so it'll be interesting to see how this kind of transpires. But you're right, Argo on that Reaper is very, very scary indeed, especially when they have Juice there to come and put a shield in front of you, so you get blasted in the face with some shotguns.
Yeah, you're not having a great time.
No, you're not. No.
I want to say he cleaned up 3 of the last 4 kills at the end. Just very much made that door. He's like, "You shall not pass." He was Gandalf. He put his stick down and said, "This is my house. You don't get to win this one. We're not gonna let you 3-0 us." So if nothing else, Mystcs will hop away tonight, knowing that they were not swept. But I would love to see if they can pull the reverse sweep off here.
Yes,
I'm not
absolutely.
shocked to see Seismic playing the Hanzo here because he gets so much value at the first point. Just like you said, just constant information being poured in over and over. But, I mean, I think I see Soap baiting the idea of Symmetra. Maybe we're going to see the SMTP.
Potentially, this does look like a rushdown potentially, though. Normally, you tend to have a Mei instead, but Schlatt is a hit scan player, so this is also okay. But it's going to be interesting to see what Argo positions.
Where is Ice? The entire team is not together here.
Yes.
This
Ice,
is not good.
Ice? Someone pick up Ice. No, not Ice. We're waiting for a Seismic.
Sorry.
Seismic is in the back.
Yep.
And they're going to take the height
in the back, and that's going to be for free.
Yep. Essentially, yes. And this is going to be interesting to see how they're going to engage here. Kip here is going to be looking to potentially just build up ult here and use that as the initiating tool. That window very fast to charge, so we're going to see how this is going to play out. Seismic is going to go down first from Schlatt. Schlatt's going to pick up that massive kill, so picking up Juice.
Very, very big kills right off the rip. They're not going to let them have that at all. This second point, though, my favorite 2CP moments happen on Hanamura. Second point. I've seen Hanamura go 8-8 before.
Yeah.
It's a horrible thing to experience.
No, absolutely. The question I would have is do we want to swap up here? Because it looks like Soap may have quite a big, heavy momentum. Argo, though, sending out the Bob. Argo picking up. Lovely, lovely 3 in conclusion. That is gonna be so getting wiped off the board by Argo and by Juice with that slam. But here's a question: do we swap up to potentially dive here? We've just won that fight. We've used our ultimates. Do we want to make a switch here? And that is definitely a question that needs to be asked. And whether or not they stay on this, though, Argo is tearing it up with this Ashe and able to get some very free value in on.
He is not going to let them go for that teleport again.
No, absolutely not. And the dynamite is so damaging. And here comes the boot.
He's going to boop him.
They're going to fake it. They faked it. They faked out the TP, which was nice. But it looks like Juice wonderfully done with the big boot, but they're gonna respond with the sound barrier. Schlatt gonna pick up Soak. Ice also gonna drop. This could spell disaster, though it looks like we're gonna see a lovely grab here. Juice picking up 1 kill, and Schlatt is gonna pick up 2
Wall
kills.
is putting in a lot of work here, keeping them up.
Absolutely. It would be nice to have Juice alive here to be able to fade between 2. It looks like Silky is also gonna go down. Argo is gonna be one of the only, but they are very close to ultimates here, so if they can hold on to this in any way, shape, or form, even giving up a few ticks here is very important. Number is gonna have to try to dance
if he can build that bob real fast. We're gonna find
absolutely
out.
And
nope,
that is
Argo's
so unfortunate. Argo actually had it, unfortunately, like at the last second. Argo had it, and the question is, like, Number, do you just tell Number to commit at that point, you know, onto the point?
You have
just to. Because it was unfortunate, because Number actually did a sweep around and actually landed on the stairs and wasn't in the point. Do you just send Number in to die at that point so that Argo can get the bob, so we can buy more time to put more presence on the points?
At that point, you have to. I mean, sitting at that close of a percentage to your bob, I mean, it's not going to win the fight. It'll just extend it long enough to hopefully create that 2 CP moment. Now you're staring down the barrel of a 4-minute time bank, and it is an eternity on 2 CPs for 4 minutes is so long.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen and what kind of rotations we're going to see from Team Mystcs here. Are they going to fake their TPs and push them top, left, right? There's so many options in Hanamura.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to see, it looks like Mystcs are going to go with the response here. Like with their own use of the Sim TP. And as I said before, Seismic is going to jump onto that Mei. More common thing here.
We're going to get to see Hutao on the Pharah. This is something that we've been waiting to see all night long. And now, without Argo on the hit scan, it's going to be interesting to see how well they pull it off, and can they wall it off quickly enough.
I have seen this be devastating though, on Pharah, because it's so free. So we're gonna see if they're gonna be able to pick up a nice kill. Juice gonna pick up Schlatt, and that is a great start. Soap also going down, and this looks like
this is gonna start going downhill for Soap really fast.
Very fast. And the most important thing here, though,
they do get a res on Soap though, but that's a lot more ult charge.
Absolutely, and I was gonna say the most important thing here now, if your Mystcs is trying to snowball this and spiral this into serious pressure here, they're gonna leave Kip there. Kip is gonna get the insta spawn, but they're gonna be ready here. And it looks like they're going to maybe potentially want to pop ults here. They have 6 minutes here. So it looks like Soap falls off the map there with Ice. But they're going to still go in here, it looks like. I don't know if this is a wise idea. Hutao picking up Argo. And there goes the Justice. And that goes the end of the push from Mystcs.
I mean, this is looking a lot like the exact same push that we just saw from Soap. So I'm not seeing much of a difference in how this pushed through. The only thing I am seeing is that Mystcs are coming up on 5-6 ults, depending on how fast Argo can build that wall. But the Polar from Seismic is going to be an absolute game winner here, or at least they'll be able to close this point out if they can keep Seismic up. They're going to TP straight up top.
They might potentially
they're going to fake it.
And
they
it
are.
Looks like
Soap is super low here.
And here,
we're going to see what happens with the nanoed Pharah, Hutao just being a menace. They're going to beat this, though.
Interesting.
I
Looks
wonder
like
if they're going to give up a tick, but they're going to commit.
It looks like Seismic though picks up Schlatt, and that is actually a big symbol as well, actually coming from the death of Argo in the
They still
storm.
have Coalescence that they're sitting on, but they have Mines. Let's see if Sulky's going to pop Coalescence here to play Minesweeper or not.
Potentially not here, no, but it looks like Juice is going to fall. That was really interesting because Argo was dead and actually provided the barrier and actually was giving good value to the team. I feel that if Silky uses Coalescence there, that they potentially could win that fight. If they cleaned up the pharmacy in the corner, potentially it could have helped. But it looks like Argo is going to persist with this.
They bait out the Aura ult, and they end up cleaning out Putao, but he's going to get res, so it's not going to matter.
Absolutely, Argo going to be taken down ultimately in that exchange. Though Ice picking up Soap. So this could also spell a little bit of disaster. Seismic picking up Schlatt. Number going to be taken out of that suit. Seismic going to be looking...
Still keep popping the Coalescence here to keep his teammates up.
Juice and Number, though,
a little longer.
Picking up 2 kills. Silky picking up the Mercy. And could this be it? Potentially. 3 minutes 40 on the clock. Argo picking up Kip. And now we're going to see Seismic looking for the Ashe. And it looks like the Doomfist is coming out here as well. They're really desperately trying to push themselves
missing that pick. Argo missing that pick on Schlatt initially when he was fighting him there in that hallway.
Yep.
Oh, here's the Juice. This might clean it up.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have maybe
Ice
asked
can boop him and keep it off
earlier though, but it looks like Ice. Yeah, Ice is gonna be looking to try and keep them off the point, and that is gonna probably secure it here, unless they let them live.
moment.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to clean up this very fast, but it looks like Hutao is gonna pick up Argo. This is not very great, but Ice is also gonna pick up
Ice is the contesting king right now.
Yes,
yep, he's gonna get picked up by Schlatt.
Unfortunately, Numbers is there and he's gonna pick up Nami with the bomb here. And really, like, they need to clean up this fight. They really do. It looks like Seismic though is picking up Soap. That's a big health pull off. Seismic as well picking up 3, and that is fantastic. But they need to get rid of this D.Va. They need to get rid of this Lucio, and it looks like the Ana is back too. So let's see how this is gonna go. As you can see,
this is a classic 2CP moment here.
Absolutely, that's the second Coalescence, and it looks like they're gonna pick up everyone up.
Here's the cleanup.
And there it is. Though I do want to mention that was almost 4 minutes down to 2 minutes. 2 minutes for Mystcs, and it's going to be 4 minutes for Soap Haters.
And they didn't play the traditional rush comp going into that first point. I mean, we still haven't seen that out of Soap, so I'm curious to see if they're going to just run the same thing again and be like, well, they couldn't do it the first time. But once you've played your cards, I mean, the frustrating thing about 2CP is, even when you know that a freight train is coming at you, you can't stop it. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem with 2CP. I say good riddance to it in Overwatch 2. You will not be missed. No one likes you. Do not write me. Do not talk to me in the Walmart aisleway if I see you. I don't know you. We've never met before. I'm not your friend.
Yeah, heads down moment for sure. You're not. I don't know her. But I think realistically,
100%.
But realistically, for me, like if you're looking at, you're right though. If you show your cards as the sim, or both teams have, is there a way that we can respond to this? And I would say absolutely. I feel like playing like a Junkrat in the high ground to legitimately just be there and explode the entirety of that TP and put in big damage, it can be very harmful to a lot of teams, even if you're not going to stick on it.
Choosing to be on the Kree for the push.
Yes, the cast here is going to be a very interesting choice, though it looks like Schlatt is going to be on the Doomfist, but they're going to play Juice on the Winston, and the win-win going to go for the win-win as win-wins do. And
going Winton jump, Winton zap.
Wonton on the point, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a nice use of the high ground here though. Argo managing to get the cast up here is very big. Schlatt though picking up Silky, and that is a big fall for them. It looks like Argo is going to be
this push will fall apart now.
But it looks like they can definitely get one team fight back together and potentially even come at it with ultimates. But you also do have to remember that Soap Haters are also going to be able to come in and respond with ultimates of their own here. So it's going to be interesting how they manage
They do have a better ultimate bank right now. Their ultimate
absolutely. And Juice did swap
They're
over
coming up
to
on
the
all of
Ryan
them.
here. Yep, Juice did swap over to the Reinhardt. Looks like they're going to be taking the high ground of top right here. And
that shatter is
absolutely
massive. That is a game-winning shatter.
And that looks like a very disgusting shatter to me. Very nicely done by Soap. They need to get out. They need to die and reset right now. They have one opportunity. One.
That is one of those moments that if this were football, your coach is making you watch that film on Monday and you're running laps if you're Juice right now. The juice is not loose. The juice, it just got juiced. Yep. He is not the Kool-Aid man. He is saying, oh no, not oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Oh no. It's number. It's going to be numbers.
Bro.
Oh dear. And it looks like the coalescence coming out though. Both casters are lost from both teams. So we're actually technically even. This is where Mystcs needs to play very, very carefully as they're going to lose Argo. But the symbol is going to go up. So value has been found here. Looks like both Ryans are on the ground here. Number picking up Kip. That is
huge.
He's
going to take Soap out though.
But Number picking up Schlatt as well.
Soap.
And it looks like, yes, that is definitely true. But they need to get back in time. It looks like Number is one of the last players. Can they do it? It looks like the Shatter. And it is unfortunate.
Oh, Juice gets taken out last.
Just
he got caught. He got caught trying to hunt down Soap.
Yes. And I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like that cost.
That's what lost that fight. If he would have stayed in that fight.
Absolutely.
I mean, where does Soap go? Where does Soap go? He doesn't have enough health packs to come back and fight that.
There's no mega
I think Juice got tunnel vision. That was main tank tunnel vision.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. You're right. I think that the main tanks, like, just Soap being in that position, being that low, just leave. Soap has, you're right, no health packs nearby. There's 2 minis. That's not going to sustain you in a fight. You have Earth Shatter. Nope. You need to show your presence on point. That Shatter from Juice could have completely changed this entire outcome and potentially given them a potential to win.
He built that Shatter on one swing on 2 players in that last fight. If he would have turned around maybe 10 seconds earlier, got involved in that fight, taken that slam earlier, built up the Shatter, gotten to use it while Number was still up, we're still fighting this match out. But because of this, now they have to hold out for an eternity. They have to play perfectly. They can't give a tick. If they do, it's over. If they draw it, hey man, we're up for extra maps tonight. I'm all for the extra entertainment with Team Mystcs.
Absolutely. And it looks like Seismic has heard my words of wisdom, potentially going for this Junkrat. It's going to be interesting where this Junkrat positions. It's going to be important because the Junkrat can basically essentially play alone here, and they can just spam from very, very, very good positions. And you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Seismic picking up some big value straight away. Massive collateral onto the team. Argo as well with that Pharah, and they're going to have to rethink their strategy here. So but it looks like the Silky is going to go down, but they do have the Mercy res. Now it's going to be interesting if they're going to res it or they're just going to let it walk back. Potentially here there is a Ryan in here, so it looks like they can stagger this out. Potentially could have just let Silky actually walk back.
They caught Soap lacking.
Yep,
that's an extra 20 seconds of a breather here.
But you can see they've wasted 1 minute on the clock, and they've had to swap up their composition on their DPS lineup, and this is very, very good. If they Seismic, that mine was disgusting, and it's gonna be Silky to clean it up. And you know, realistically, I'm not gonna lie to you, this Junkrat is gonna cause a lot of havoc, especially when the team want to stay together from Soap Haters. You're going to see Seismic as well, potentially using the double mines to get over here. And this looks like they're going to clean up. And if you're Soap Haters, you have to give this up. The longer you stay in this fight, the more time you're bleeding.
Just over.
Absolutely. And the barrage, though, we're wasting a lot of ultimates.
He's going to go for that pin, and he's going to get the spin on Schlatt. Juice is mad.
Absolutely crazy.
Juice is big mad.
I do want to say, though, using the Valk and the barrage. Maybe we only needed the Valk potentially, but it looked like the team of Soap Haters were actually coming back into the fight. So I don't actually mind this because they actually managed to sweep this up. And Juice has another shatter to go, and we have Seismic here with a junk tire. 1 or 2 kills could shut an entire push.
Juice needs to block this upcoming shatter.
It looks like
he
Hu
has
Tao's
to
gone,
block Soap shatter.
but Hu Tao's gone back to the Symmetra, and this could spell absolute disaster.
Oh no,
and this
they're
is
stuck.
exactly what I'm
There it
saying.
is.
And here comes the tire. but it
Oh,
doesn't
they
find
got
it.
the tire, and they
You know-
got him in the back.
Honestly, what I would have actually suggested from Seismic was to just pop the tire instantly. Silky though, getting a big kill on Soap, numbers is gonna go down. Silky gonna go down in response, and it looks like Argo
This is gonna be the
pressed-
tick.
is gonna be pressed into this room, and that is gonna look like it. I feel that it was very well played. Well played from Soap Haters, and really well played from Mystcs. Mystcs had the right idea to go with the Junkrat, but I feel like as soon as you see
It
the
was too late.
teleporter, yeah, as soon as unfortunately it was the mine straight out. I think the Seismic greeded for the damage, right? Instead, the play there for me personally would just be to use the tire straight off the rip, right? And then just blow the teleporter and anyone who's coming through that. That is going to kill everyone there, realistically. That could have been big, but unfortunately as well, we do need to talk about Juice. Unfortunately, going after Soap as well, that potentially cost them that tick. But well played from Soap Haters, and very well played from Mystcs.
Yeah, it's the run that could have been. You love to see the Cinderella story of
Absolutely.
the underdog winning the fight. Soap Haters, they won it. They had to come in here and throw, I feel like, the kitchen sink really at Team Mystcs to win this. And moving forward, we'll wish them the best of luck, making sure they absolutely dog walk their competition for the rest of this. They better not lose this. You can hate Soap, but you're not allowed to hate Team Mystcs, all right? So...
Well, I will say, depending on what happens next, like I said, Soap Haters and Mystcs, pretty good friends. Maybe you will see us continue to cast. Maybe we'll cast Soap Haters to the end of the series. Who knows? Maybe. I'll talk to Soap about that after this. But that does mean that it will be the end of Mystcs'. That will be the end of their playoff run. We had a good run. We made it to playoffs round numero dos. For those of you who don't speak Spanish, because I don't, that's number 2. So that would be the end of Mystcs, but I would like to ask Silver and Novos, if you guys had to pick a player of the match on either team, who would you say would be that player of the match? We'll get them in here in a quick second.
From Soap Haters, I'd have to say the player of the game would have to be Schlatt.
Schlatt.
I agree.
Schlatt and Hu Tao definitely put on a clinic. But Soap was doing a great job at baiting Juice in to do. I mean, we saw it all night long. Juice was chasing him everywhere, and it paid off in that 2 CP moment. So yeah, for me it'd have to be Schlatt or Soap.
Schlatt or Soap?
I would personally say Schlatt. I think Schlatt shut down the Oasis dream that could have been, and was a real thorn in the side for Mystcs. Though I do also want to mention that Soap, doing a very, very good job pressuring front line as well. But honestly, I think I would have to maybe give it to Schlatt.
Yeah. Well, we will see in a quick second. I'm currently talking to Soap, and we will get one or both of them in here shortly. But tonight's game, right? What do you think Mystcs could have done better to maybe draw Hanamura and go further, or simply put, just not lose those first 2 maps?
Other than what Novos had already said about regarding picking the Junkrat for Hanamura, I mean, I couldn't agree more with making sure that if they had done that on the first point, we saw how effective that was. I mean, and we saw Soap counterpick very quickly into Echo, and we saw it didn't matter because he just jumped after him in the sky. He's like, "Get over here, boy!" So like, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Other than the Junkrat pick, I don't think there's a lot they could have done differently for Hanamura, other than not chasing everyone across the map.
Yeah.
I think for me, I absolutely agree. I think Hanamura's that the Junkrat pick is great. Honestly, it's a really good pick if you know that teams kind of rely on the Symmetra to try to muscle their way through. I feel that they unfortunately it was just a little bit too greedy from Seismic, trying to like get some more greed, just pop the tire instantly, but also as well that chase off the point as well was so heartbreaking. I feel that if they cleaned up their fights a little more, specifically point B, they would maybe have a bit more of a bigger time bank. In terms of the rest of the maps, I think Oasis, I feel like just when they get these big picks, I feel like they just need to just play to live a little bit more because they're getting these great picks, and it's not
Agreed.
just from one player. It's from Number, it's from Seismic, it's from it's from everyone essentially. Even I saw supports as well getting really big kills as well. I saw Silky getting some kills on the main tank and on the main support. It was absolutely there. I feel that they just need to like we get the kill, great. We need to slow down a little bit or just play to live a little bit more and focus on our own longevity, and then we can really spiral that into to controlling it, because everyone was doing fantastic in terms of picks, and that goes for both teams as well. Can I add as well?
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah,
looks like. Oh, go ahead, Silver.
Oh, sorry, you're fine. Both teams are doing a great job of getting those opening picks, but I mean, if I had to get in someone's brain tonight, honestly, it would be between Ayanami. I'd love to like try and learn a little bit more in terms of how he played Diva, or honestly, Kip from Soap Haters, because the amount of times that he was able to slip out of fights where he was caught dead between 3 team members of Team Mystcs was too many. And there's a difference between staggering and him being like literally caught in between the 3 of them, but because he has exo boots, he doesn't die. I was like, what is going on here? And he was picking them off while fading out, while fading away with those jump shots with Baptiste as well. So, I mean, like you said, I think that Mystcs definitely has what it takes to go further in the next season when we re-enter UGC and Intermediate and steamroll next year.
Yeah.
I think we can and will. I just think that the target priority, it needs to shift. It needs to tighten. Maybe not shift, but tighten just a little bit more in terms of cleaning up those fights a little faster.
All right. Well, we are not going to be getting Schlatt in with us. He has already gone to bed. He is tired. He has carried too much today. So we're going to get the next best thing. We're going to get Huteo in here today for the player of the match. And I'm going to drag him in here. Teo, welcome on in, my friend. And good job, GG's today. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
It's good to hear. Good to hear. So, obviously, we want to ask you some questions about tonight. So, you guys rolled through that first map. You did a pretty good job on that second map. You and Mystcs had some times going back and forth. But then that third map happened, and Mystcs, they decided, all right, we're not going to let you guys 3-0 us that easily. So tell us, what did you guys change from that map and almost drawing Hanamura that really made you guys secure that win tonight?
Yeah, so Iconwall was pretty tough for us. I mean, like, I'm not going to cap. I was kind of stroking my shit. Yeah, I was stroking my Schmeat that map. But yeah, I kind of stopped, and then, I don't know.
Yeah?
We won.
So who is your main shot caller during these games? Is it Soap, or do you guys hate him that much? That
Yeah,
you just
we
tell him to shut up?
actually, no one talks. We play with no comms.
Oh, yeah.
Normally we just we scrim and practice with no comms because it makes us better. Because we just kind of telepathically know what we're gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
We're pretty smart.
He used that ping system, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was definitely gonna coordinate an entire team. A ping
Exactly.
system. Love that.
Exactly. So now that you have taken on playoffs round number 2 to the good old Mystics, we know you guys have you guys did some funny things today that you definitely wouldn't have done if it was a, more I guess I should say not professional but more on the line matchup. We saw a lot of bash and play today, which let's be honest, no team should have done that today. So we saw a lot of that today, but now going into playoffs round 3. You'll be going into the final 4, and you'll most likely be going up against Squirtle Squad, if I am going to be correct here. What are going to be your thought process going into this game, taking on Mystics today? What are you going to be learning from the game today that you could have done better that's going to take you on to that next level to win the playoffs for next week?
Yeah, nothing. I don't think we learned anything. We don't care.
Just going through the motions, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys are just straight up agents of chaos, and next week you plan to make the gods bleed.
Yeah, we're Giga Chads.
I'm all for it, my man. I was particularly excited when you ended up pulling out the Pharah, because we didn't see it, I don't think, until Eichenwald, mainly. But did Argos hit scan style? Like, I'm terrible at Pharah, so me playing Pharah isn't a threat at all. But him being one of your main picks, going up against a hit scan like Argo, what's going through your brain when you're staring down the barrel of someone who's as good at Ashe and Widow like that? Like
Argo was on hit scan? He was on hit scan?
He was for some of the fight. Initially, you guys had matched at Echo at one point.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't feel anything. It felt like I was getting like, I don't know. I didn't even know they had a hit scan. That's crazy. Yeah, I just kind of like shot them, and killed them. My Pharah is.
Can't be afraid if your opponent's dead.
True.
Yeah.
That is a very true statement.
Very true.
He said, I killed them deader than they did me.
Well, Huteo, no, so you have anything to ask our wonderful player of the match today?
Yeah. Do you plan to continue your rule of tyranny to the next team? And
No.
if so, are you gonna pull out the top?
Oh.
Is
Yeah,
that
honestly-
possibility is on the table?
Yeah, no, we're not really gonna. I think we're just gonna like dodge next match.
Oh, okay,
I don't know.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're
say
gonna
no.
play.
You're just gonna say no thanks. Just
Yeah.
They're just
If
they're
we
just
show
gonna
up,
let the
we show
Squirrel
up.
Squad.
Yeah, we don't.
They're gonna let them walk into the finals for free.
We don't really care about the ramen.
It was like, whatever.
Well, Huteo, we thank you for coming in today. Thank you for giving us a good match today. We know Soap Haters and Mystics, you guys are just a weird group of people. I hid chat
Yeah.
for a reason today, so I went back through it after I switched over the transition on the stream, and I am glad I hid chat today. So, it was a good match, though, and we are very glad to have been able to cast it. We're glad that you guys had a fun time. We hope you had a fun time. And
Yeah, we
if
did.
you have to say anything at all that wouldn't get, our broadcast banned forever, what would you have to say to Mystics or UGC?
GG's, shit us down.
Well, I mean, when you win that handily, I mean, you can say just about whatever you want.
That's very true. I think the bragging rights are there.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got
of
that
course.
He's got that Chad Ochocinco mentality.
Exactly.
He's like, they
We saw
can't
the-
hate me if I'm winning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We saw the
That's it.
tea bags. We saw the sprays. We saw a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
today. We have to finish it off with some BMing at the end. So,
Oh, of course.
of course. Well, thank you,
No,
Teo,
no.
and we wish you best of luck if you decide to show up for your next game or not. Right? If you choose not to, then have a good night. But if you do
Yeah.
choose to, best of luck in your tournament as you go forward to get that Vite Ramen gift card, which we all know you're dying to have.
Oh, yes.
Have a good one. Alright, so Novos and Silver. We are gonna bring in one more person. We're gonna bring in Zeus.
Oh
We're
no!
gonna bring in Juice.
I'm just gonna hop out of the chat.
Wait. Should I be concerned, Silver? Oh no.
We will bring in Juice for the final conversation, and this could go many different directions. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Many different directions this can go. I think Novos will never want to talk to me again after this. So he is slowly falling down the chain of voice channels in our Discord, and he is going to be joining us in 3, 2, 1. Juice,
Getting slowly jagged.
tell me, my friend, what would you like to say, since you were tormenting me in Twitch chat and on Discord, and you're finally here?
Oh my gosh. Kip was robbed. That man was raw.
I don't even want
Should
to
have
know.
got player of the match. Not even close. Their bat player was actually a demon.
Kip did lots. That is very, very true.
Look,
Yeah.
we're just happy. Soapators has kind of a reputation for playing Hogstar, yeah. And Bastion, and they cut that shit out with us about one fight into the first map. I mean, they pulled it out later, you know, had to dip their hands into their pockets, you know, pull some stuff out for us, you know. We played them earlier in the tournament. We got shafted royally. It was worse than this. I'm happy we took a map off this time, and we got to play real comps into each other.
Yeah. So, tell me, what's probably the biggest thing? Because you're the main tank here. So, what would be the biggest thing that you and Mystcs are going to be changing if you compete in another Overwatch 1 tournament? What would you be changing to perform better, to win that Hanamura match, to take off those first 2 maps like Junkertown where guys perform really well there at the end? What would you do differently if you continue to play on Overwatch 1 to really help? And even on Overwatch 2, what would you do to really solidify these wins?
Well, it all starts with us. So as players, you know, we've had a pretty big issue getting a six core members to be at every scrim. We have ringers every scrim. We had a ringer tonight. We're missing one of our 2 GM players on the roster. Ice was awesome, a demon, but you know, we were all kind of sliding around on our roles. We also, in our past couple scrims, have decided to only play Winston. So it was kind of awkward to go back and play other characters because I'm super washed. But we would remove 2CP.
True. Yeah. 100%.
We would practice the maps that we had to play the next day, and we would take it seriously and make sure we have committed players to making it happen. Because this, while they don't think it was close, this was a lot closer than it looked.
It did look pretty close. You guys performed extraordinarily well, especially knowing this now, and I do know this as well, is you guys don't actually have a coach. You guys have not had a...
Yeah, we don't, Sneaky. We don't have a coach. We don't have a coach, Sneaky.
You guys have not had a coach basically since the team was made, and you guys are still making it to playoffs in multiple tournaments. And I'm not going to lie, you guys deserve to have a coach. But anyways...
we made it to this tournament.
Yeah.
We signed up. Boom.
Yeah, so I major respect for what you guys have done all on your own. Truly all on your own. And I think that if some specific CEO were to get off of his ass and help out getting you a coach, then he could definitely help the team do even better. But, you know, he's kind of a dumbass. So he is not doing that right now. He is actually talking. Yeah. So, anyways, truly very proud of you guys tonight. You did a phenomenal job. And you did make it to playoffs round 2. You know, not many teams were able to say that. You guys had a phenomenal win-loss ratio. You were 7-3 is your final win-loss ratio. And that's pretty good, right? That's really good, especially for a playoffs team. Yeah.
Only top 8.
Well, top
we'll
8, but you are tied for, like, top 4 right
We're tied
now.
for 5th. We're tied for 5th.
Tied for 5th. All right, yeah. So you guys did a phenomenal job. And, you know, Novos and Silver said it earlier in the stream. You guys have a lot of potential going for you, and I truly believe that given you guys having a solid roster to play around with, getting a coach, and really working on that, especially as Overwatch 2 is coming in more and you're getting more information on it and you're able to practice on it soon. I think that's going to really help you guys out a lot as well, and I see a lot of potential to this team as well. So I have one last question for you, then I'll let it open to Silver and Novos. Do
Okay.
you plan as a team to join any more Overwatch 1 tournaments, weekend tournaments, league-long tournaments, or do you plan on just scrimming hard and basically waiting for the Overwatch 2 beta and then the Overwatch 2 release on October 4th, where you'll be joining tournaments like the Natter tournament, which will be coming up on the next beta?
Well, it really depends. So we know the live launch of the game is October 4th, and we do have players on our roster that play collegiate. I mean, I play collegiate. I believe Seismic plays collegiate. So we might be drawn a little thin by then. We're definitely committed to scrimming. You know, we like to scrim 3 times a week. One of the issues that we have when scrimming is we just like mechanically diff every team that we play, and that's the reason it's very difficult to play teams that are as mechanically skilled as us, because they also usually know what's going on. So without a coach to tell us what's going on, it's kind of difficult. I think we're definitely, open to playing more Overwatch 1. I believe the second beta is going to start by the 4th week of August and probably run until the 3rd week of September, so like the 28th to the 21st. So we'll definitely try and get involved with that. I mean, obviously the beta's not released, but we'll definitely try and get involved with Overwatch 2 when it comes out. Overwatch 1 right now is just to keep mechanics up and learn more about the game and gain, synergy with each other. So I don't think we'll play another league, but we might play other tournaments.
Oh yeah,
Right?
of course.
The one thing I like about UGC is their skill tier separators, and like how you can only have 2 GMs on playing at the same time, and this and that, and how it's split into tiers. Because every tournament that we would try and enter probably has no SR cap.
Yeah.
And then the contendees teams just come in. So
Yeah.
Of course.
hopefully Overwatch 2, the beta starts sooner rather than later, and we can get cooked up with that.
Of course, of course. Well, Silver, Novos, do you have anything else for Wonderful Juice here?
I have one question, just one.
Oh no.
Just one. And it's and I'm not gonna pretend for even half a second to be anywhere near as good of a tank player as you are.
Okay.
But on the second time you guys were pushing into Hanamura, on the second full push, when you're trying
we dropped from the TP and we got 6-man shattered.
Yes.
The time after that.
Well, there was that.
When I'm walking straight
that.
at him and somehow I'm not catching up to him while he's walking backwards.
Yep.
Yes.
Somehow my entire team decided not to shoot him a single time while I was looking at him.
Yes. That. That was an interesting moment.
If I didn't chase him, we would have won. But we also should have won even though I chased him, because if anybody did a single fucking pubic hair of damage, we would have died. Because I'm gonna go back in the replay. He was between 2 and 6 HP. Like that man had no fucking juice.
So would you say that it was an ego duel there at the end, or yeah?
I don't know. I kind of when you're playing Reinhardt, and you know what your win con is, and your win con involves the other Reinhardt being dead, you go white. Like your eyes roll into the back of your head, and you just wait until the Rhine is dead before you really play the game. So I wanted the Rhine to be dead, and
I can respect
sometimes you just gotta do it yourself.
Yeah.
And I did not do it myself. I had to get my McCree to help me, and it took way too long, and I was out of position, and I got caught out, and ultimately it led to us losing. A lot of MTDs going on, a lot of poor play from me throughout the match, but I blocked like 5 shatters, and if you know me, I do not be blocking shatters.
You did have a lot of block shatters. I will say that it seemed like the only time that Soap got a quote-unquote free shatter was quite literally when the team was out of position and not fully behind you block.
I didn't
you
get
can't
shattered.
expect to block shatter when you're not there.
I got shattered exactly 1 time. The only time I got shattered was when we came off that TP, and that's because shatter has a hitbox where like the shield doesn't touch the ground. so it doesn't. So it would hit me no matter what. Like my shield was up. If you watch the replay, my shield was up, but it just goes under and
regardless.
hits me anyway. So unblockable from me, as long as, you know, Ryan should have more gravity than his teammates, but that's beyond the point. You know, I feel like I hit some good shatters. I had a fatty shaddy on Hanamura. They wasted their window, you know, classic.
Yeah.
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 I had some nice picks too.
You did, yeah.
Both DPS on Junkertown was pretty clean for me. Got the Zarya at the very beginning of the first map. That was funny.
It really did seem like you guys got into each other's heads.
I gotta keep
Personal,
stroking
like
my ego.
my favorite play of the whole night, honestly, was in Eichenwald when Soap chased you into the tiny little underground drop in the castle and you pinned him out under the bridge so both of you died.
Look,
And I was
it's
absolutely
just
hilarious. It was hilarious.
It had to be done.
Basically, there was a lost fight. We knew that we were gonna lose that fight.
Yeah.
So we decided that we were gonna scoop, or well, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh term.
And I'll have you know that was got caught on stream in your point of view. So
yes,
perfect timing as
100%.
well.
It was beautiful.
We dropped down, and I was like, all right, I'm jumping off the map. And the way that it happened is Reinhardt's like charge hitbox goes higher up than it does down. So I grabbed him by his fucking toes.
Yep.
pinned him.
Dragged him to the
That shit was
abyss
fucking
with
funny.
you, and I
Did
couldn't have
somebody
been
clip that?
happier.
I want to see that. I need the color. I need to see the color.
If not, we can always go back in the video producer and go clip that.
Of course, yeah.
For
I
sure.
can go find it. I can go find it when the stream's over.
Because you guys actually won the fight after that. Like you taking him out and him chasing you, because I
Yeah,
think
I
he
don't
came
think-
down with
I
his
think-
Lucio. He was trying to get you and get out for free, and you said, "No, you're coming
I
with
said,
me."
no, I'm jumping off the map. See, I kind of expected my whole team to jump off the map with me, but
Well, that
you
would have
know,
been fun to
such is
watch.
life. Yeah, I mean, it happens sometimes. I
All
feel
right,
like, it
Zeus.
was very hit or miss.
Well,
Yeah, and at least they cleaned up that fight, and then you guys did end up winning the map. And ironically, your pin of self-sacrifice and just taking yourself out of the fight set up a big win actually.
Look,
Yeah.
when you're a main tank and you feed a lot of ult charge, sometimes you just have to be a martyr for your team's victory. And every time I die,
Agreed.
we win the fight. Every time I die, we win the fight. So I jump off the map.
if it's
it
worth
wins
it.
the fight, if it wins the fight, it's
Oh
worth
my
it every
gosh.
time.
Please tell me there was on Junkertown. I rolled right out of spawn, immediately got booped off the map. Y'all didn't happen to see that, did you?
We definitely saw it in the kill
We saw
feed. It may have been
Oh,
caught.
yeah.
It depends on if
I
our
rolled
observer
out,
was paying
I
attention.
slammed, the Lucio booped me off the map, and I was like, oh,
Yep.
this is,
You went, well, I'm playing Respawn Simulator today.
man,
Yep.
I just wish that one player on Mystcs was live streaming, because on Junkertown, they capped those first 2 points, and we said, alright boys, we look like fucking clowns. And we cleaned up the comms, we started rotating, we started fucking doing all this shit, and then we lost on attack because we don't know how to swap. Oh, Ice, what did I say about you? I said that you were very good.
That he
Good
did.
ringer.
That he did.
We
Yes,
went
no, he
purple
did, yeah.
salmon to be there.
I
It's a
do
It
wish that Ice was here in comms tonight a little bit, because the moment
Grab
that
him,
set
grab him. He
up
wants to come.
the
We
moment
can
that
grab
set
him.
up that loss for Junkertown, when you guys were trying to contest on and finish second point out, was when Hu Tao hit that fadeaway Kobe stick on Ice. I was like, oh no, there's less than a minute left. They just picked off Bercy, and they're gonna clean up the rest of this fight. And you weren't able to fully contest there, so it was
Look, we got
definitely a good
terrible-
fight.
We got a terrible luck of the draw on the map picks, by the way. We are big Lijiang enjoyers. We are big Numbani enjoyers. We're big Gibraltar fans. We like to play dive. We love to play dive. And we got the worst dive maps in the game. And then we didn't play dive when we could have. It's painful.
Well,
I think
Zeus.
you're one of the first people I've ever heard that says they love Numbani.
Numbani is literally a top 2 map in the game.
Okay. I think that's enough from Juice tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get Ice in here now. So goodbye, Juice. We had a fantastic time talking to you.
Gold player opinion.
And we will talk to you later, Juice. Goodbye.
Map.
That's so funny. That's it. That's where we're going.
Well, we will get Ice in here for just a quick few minutes.
No.
And then we will not shorten up the stream, I guess end the stream, because we are definitely, it's definitely late for a few people. I know for some people it's already 12:30, so, and well,
What?
Novos it's like,
Late?
what, 3 a.m. for you or something like that?
No, it's 6 a.m. This thing started at like 4 a.m.
His day is starting.
Well, we'll get Ice in here really fast, talk for a
No,
few
you're
minutes.
fine. You're
Oh
absolutely
god, I'm
fine.
actually here. Hold on.
What?
No.
I just got like brought down the elevator, bro. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you did. It's because I'm using a MacBook as my other monitor, and it sucks.
Oh,
Anyways.
I see.
Ice, now that we have you in here for a few minutes, tell us, what do you have to say tonight other than you were a fantastic ringer and we appreciate all the work you did tonight?
Oh, I honestly I appreciate that a lot. You know, I'm actually like a hit scan like DPS player, so I was like just told, hey, can you ring for us? I was like, sure. What am I ringing for? They went, oh yeah, support.
You're like,
That's the same. Sure.
I was like, you know what? I've done it for you guys before. Sure, why not?
I
You
would
know.
love to see Seismic on support. That would
Do it again. And it was really fun, you know. It was very stressful because I don't play support often, you know. But it's still something I can flex at. It's something that I'm decent at, and it was just the guys were fun. You know,
Well,
difficult
we're glad to
match,
hear that.
but it is what it is.
Yeah. And you performed phenomenally for the match that you were
Yeah.
playing in. So
yeah.
truly props to you on that.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well done for yeah, being able to fit in a team like an ensemble is quite difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good props on you.
It was really nerve-wracking as well because they were like, "Hey, can you ult track?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm not used to saying it." Like,
I'm not good at it.
The joys of a main
Exactly.
support. The joys of a main support. It's your job to ult track. I hate it.
it was
Yeah.
fun though. It was fun.
Well, that's
I'm
what
glad that
matters.
you had fun. That's
And then even though they were like, "Can you ult track?" I didn't even have time to ult track half the time because it was just go 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 go.
Yeah, keeping track of all those ults, it's definitely not easy, especially when both teams have 6 ults every single fight. So.
Oh no, I was doing it. It was just like I couldn't say anything because everyone was just talking and
Yeah.
on speed.
Yep, that's it.
See, that's when you need to switch over to heals instead of amping your speed there, and that's when you can talk for once. That was a bad joke.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it does seem like I can't imagine playing support with Juice as the main tank there, just because, like, not that he's a bad player. Just like, I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying that the stress of keeping that man up with his play style has got
God.
to be nerve-wracking. Dude
No, yeah.
walked the razor's edge all night long.
It was
All night
fearful, especially because I was like filling in for main support, where it was like he was like, "I want HP, heal me," and I'm sitting here like, I'm trying, but I literally can do almost nothing. I'm like pocketing him, amping on him, because we don't have our BAP anymore, and it's just, it's a tragedy, really.
Like, I'm just gonna exist harder.
So, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go for
yours truly, Queen Panda, is asking, what do you think about her?
She seems really nice. I've had few interactions, you know.
The
I
wonderful
literally
chat interactions of Twitch.
Yeah, few Twitch interactions, but you know, Queen seems really nice.
Alright. Well, Novos, Silver, if you two have anything to say, my computer just had a heart attack. Alright.
Nice.
So, you two can go ahead and say something. Otherwise, that will be it for me. We will close out the stream.
Oh, Ice, thanks for your time tonight. You were a pleasure to watch. The
Thank
only thing I felt bad about, I'd mentioned earlier, like I felt like my heart sunk when I saw you get stuck by Hu Tao on Junkertown.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, oh no. I was like, that's
I
It was
couldn't
like it was
move.
the weirdest stick ever. It was this beautiful
It
flick,
was,
turn,
dude.
fade away. Michael Jordan drained that thing, and I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ!
I got stuck and I
Like-
was like, there's no way. There's
Yeah.
actually no shot.
We actually caught
Yeah.
that on stream too, so that was a real good
Yeah.
pulse too. I mean,
I
props to
was
Hu-Tao.
impressed. I was like, dang. Like
Yeah.
I can't even get mad at that one.
No, you really
Yeah.
can't.
Like, what do I do? I'm just gonna sit here and wait for imminent death. Like, that's
But-
all I can do.
You didn't
No,
fly
that's-
into Argo, and that's the big thing.
Oh yeah, but that's kind of like what it felt like on Hanamura too, because there was this one point on our like final attack where I was like 2% off beat. I was going in, I was going ham. Diva Bomb got on point. I was like, okay, I can avoid this, right? I go behind the wall, and then you know how you could shoot through like the tiny little windows on point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I
bomb can kill you,
accidentally
too.
peeked that, and
No.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that it could kill you because I was wall riding
No.
and I was trying to like get up and around, and I didn't know that you
no.
could die through the tiny windows. So I died with beat, like
Yeah. The
right
more-
next to point.
The more
was-
the more I hear about the micro disasters,
Yeah.
makes me feel worse because we saw only a very small portion of what happened in a
Yep.
lot of the points. Now I feel even worse that
Yeah.
happened.
Dude, I was so
collection of
distraught.
horror.
I was like, I got this. I can do it. I'll save the team. And then, ah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, since my computer decided to corrupt the video file, there's lag going on the stream now.
Oh
so
no.
we are gonna have to part ways with you, my friend, so we can finish this up before my entire computer bursts into flames, because I'm bursting into flames in this jacket. So that
A
all
nice
being
jacket.
said, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. But that being said, we do thank you for coming in today. Juice, we thank you for coming in today, and Hu-Tao, of course, we thank you for coming in today. We hope that you three have a fantastic night tonight. Ice, you have one last thing to say before we say goodbye to you, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone who tuned in for watching. I appreciate the casters. I'll probably be looking back at this later to see anything that happened. And, yeah, hopefully you guys will see me around again, whether it be on the enemy or on this team. Maybe ringing in the future again. Who knows?
We'll see. See you later, my friend.
Pleasure to meet you,
Goodbye. Love you guys.
Well, everyone, that all being said, we want to say a very big thank you tonight. The score was 3-1 tonight. It sounds like I read the chat a little bit. There may be a stream going on Soap side. Maybe we'll do it on Mystcs side. Really have no idea yet. We'll keep you guys updated. If you want to stay updated, make sure you join our Discord, join the Twitter, join all the wonderful social medias, which should be on the screen any second now. So be sure to go check out all of our social medias. Make sure you're on the Discord and the Twitter, especially if you want to get and stay up to date with all those things. I want to say a major thank you today for Novos for coming in today and for Silver for coming back and casting this game tonight. GG's Team Mystic, GG's Soap haters. We want to say a major thank you for all of you who came in today. Silver and Novos. You guys got anything to say before we close out tonight?
As always, have fun, stay safe, and be kind, everybody.
Novos.
I want to say thank you very much for having me, and it was a whole load of fun. And good luck to everyone as well. And yes, stay safe and make sure to have fun in the game.
Of course. Goodbye, everyone, and have a good night.